It's whisper quiet.
We are
like
we
I
are
was
live.
2 weeks ago, apparently.
We are live. both shows have started. You two together are a problem. All right, let's do this. 8:31. Okay.
Do you have the Pokemon correct this
Yeah,
time?
I double checked. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo podcast, episode 831, the Wooloo podcast. The Go Nintendo podcast is a part of the HyperX Podcast Network. Join or listen to our show and other shows on What is it? Podcast on HyperX. Thank you. I deserve it. Podcast.hyperx.com. Listen, it's the plug you're supposed to do and everything. I don't want you to think it's like a very rigid thing where you can't razz me if I'm falling apart. So please go right ahead. Starting off terrible today, but I'm feeling it. I'm tired. Miss Shara, I'm tired. Well, there's that. All right, Mom Brain, you want to read about Wooloo, please?
The whistle go.
Wooloo!
Oh, Malakalo put a picture.
You're supposed to be up catching Pokemon or something.
Put a picture of Wooloo. I'm thinking it's Wooloo because it's a sheep.
Yes.
And it's so cute.
It is a cute one.
It always reminds me of that Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen song. I am the cute one. She's just my sister.
It always reminds me of the Mary-Kate and Ashley song. Give me pizza.
It must have been like on, you know how. Let me finish the Pokemon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's stay on track. Very important.
Yes. Let's business. They're 2 feet tall, 13 pounds, male and female. In the category, surprise, is sheep. Abilities include Run Away, which enables a sure getaway from a wild Pokemon.
Run away.
Fluffy halves the damage taken from moves that make direct contact, but doubles that of fire type moves. And there you have it.
Thanks, Mom Brain. Continue with what you were saying.
So way back in the day, the Disney Channel would show, I think, in between
Disney Channel.
In between shows.
It's harder to do than you think. I was drawing the Mickey Mouse logo like they did in the commercials, and it's difficult.
So they used to show like music videos in between shows, I think, back in the day.
Channel?
Yeah. Which is why I guess I knew the Mary-Kate and Ashley songs.
Thank you, Red Souza.
I just felt that I needed to, clear that up for everyone for my own honor.
Hello.
I love how quickly these GIFs get up there.
The Discord.
It's great.
Again, the Discord. Whoever is in a Discord is always on point with GIFs. There's always a couple people who are ready with the best GIFs. Hello, Red Souza, who was on point with the gifts, and Highland Tom, and Giant Reggie, who we have a question from today, and Burn and Cheese, and Backseat Studios, who says I'm the world's greatest singer. Josh,
my name's Josh Robot, and I'm here to say I'm the best on this podcast, far and away.
Hell yeah.
I'm so great, and you guys suck. If you don't like that, I don't give a darn.
Josh,
Hell yeah,
Josh, we haven't heard that banger in a while. Glad to hear it. Glad to bring it back.
I'm here to grace you with my presence.
Hanging and banging, my friend?
Always.
Hanging and banging.
Hello, Malik Halo and Nico Darunia and Mom Perfect Brain.
Yes.
And Dre Gamer and Tamakoto and Steel Diver and whoever else I didn't see in here. Tamakoto. Excellent avatar image. Hello, Koopa Kid. Hello, Sarah. I should do this. I'm going to do it now because I'm just stupid. There's something I was going to say.
Well, while you're...
hello. Mom Brain is here.
Didn't you do that?
I don't think I did the intros yet. No.
I'm here.
Do is here. Mom Brain is here.
Okay. All right.
Do is here.
Now, are we in the Twilight Zone now?
George is here. How are you, George?
Terrific. Thanks for asking. Limes.
I'm here to have the lime of my life.
Josh, we already know you're here. Is Gorg here this week? No Gorg, I don't think. And me. Hi, I'm here. All right. So what I'm going to do is type out this.
Okay. While you're typing.
Go ahead.
So remember last week's discussion about Shishi saying thank you about the weeds, Ramit's cousin. Anyway.
We've been eating it all week.
Well, I happen to use extra strong vinegar as like a weed killer. so that I don't have to use Roundup or any of that. And it's like everywhere.
Balsamic vinegar.
That's correct.
Well, that's where this is leading.
It's so dark that the weeds can't get light anymore, and the vinegar creates a glaze on their leaves, and then they can't live because they can't get sun. That's how balsamic works.
Oh, I didn't know what we were doing there.
Yeah, well, that's what we did.
Can
So
you give yourself the rim shot, please?
is that impossible?
The Nikki Hill button. Rim shot is not impossible.
Okay, so I'm outside and I just fill my like garden sprayer with vinegar and I'm spraying the weeds, the shishi weeds, and I think to myself, am I killing weeds or am I making a salad? It's sort of like is it a sandwich?
But did you try it?
No, but it's not too late.
It's not too late. Baked in by the sun, extra deliciousness.
Yeah. Listen, it actually works pretty darn well. I don't see any reason for anyone to have to use Roundup ever again.
All right, let's get into some topics before we get into news. So the GoNintendo Twitter account and GoNintendo.com in general, it's been killing it lately with our interviews and who's paying attention. We had, thank you. We had, follow us on Twitter, as you know.
I don't think I got that in there before you.
Ow.
Thanks, Sue.
We had Yuji Naka tweet us out to everybody last week, and the fun continues this week. You all right there? Learning how to drink first time?
Did you see what happened?
I did, yeah. This week we had an interview with Hiromi Fujita, who is the composer on Spider Soars, but also has been a composer in the game industry for a very long time. They've done music for Mega Man and Streets of Rage and Chip and Dale and a whole bunch of other classics. That
my God!
Tomba for my PS1 fans out there. Lots of very recognizable. Tomba was like a pink-haired caveman kind of guy. There were 2 games. They were great. But anyway, lots of games that you will recognize. And we did an interview with, I don't know if it's Mrs. or Ms. Fujita about her work across the industry and all those games and her work on Spider Source, blah, blah, blah. So I tweeted that out, and Miss Fujita, I don't know how she found it, but was nice enough to share it with her followers as well on Twitter.
Thanks.
Very cool. You're right, Josh. And then it got a comment from someone else in the game industry, someone that is very near and dear to my heart. One of, what do you call them, compatriots? One of Fujita's compatriots on Twitter was like, that was a great interview, and then commented about the interview. It was Yuzo Koshiro, none other than Yuzo Koshiro. Noticed our tweet and talked to Fujita and said we did a great interview. So I replied and I was like, I would like to interview you. I didn't hear anything. I'm not surprised, it's Twitter. But I thought that was awesome. Just a nice little. It was great to hear that it was a great interview. Probably more aimed at Fujita than me, but still. We ask great questions, apparently. And like I've said...
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
I'm very interested in doing interviews with game composers because I don't feel they get the recognition they deserve. So now this is getting recognition from recognizable composers. So that's awesome. So I don't know who we're going to interview next music-wise, but I got some names I'd like to interview. But if you have any suggestions, please let me know. Send me an email, drop it in the Discord, whatever.
Probably Celine Dion.
Eileen, Tom. Oh, this is nice.
Your favorite. You love Celine Dion. Celine
There's
Dion
got to
is
be
your
some
favorite
sort of
artist.
video game out there that has a Celine Dion song in it. Hylian Tom says, I thought of Raw Meat last night during MST3K when one of the robots did a perfect imitation of Jay Sherman saying, buy my book, buy my book. Yes, if I would like anybody to remember me for anything, it's for my love of The Critic. Hello, Ice Dilbert. All right. I have one other topic I want to talk about before we go into news, and this one's for you.
Yay.
I don't want to say I owe you an apology, but I owe you a thank you, I guess.
Okay.
So, as you guys know, I've been out doing my Pikmin Bloom walks for every day since the game launched, literally every day.
Not going to lie, I'm sweating a little bit.
It's very hot. Yes, and I have been sweating a lot. And I had a talk with Dew and Mom Brain recently about how I don't wear sunglasses when I'm walking because they were talking about squinting from the sun, and I'm like, I'm not squinting. I don't squint. And they were like, "What are you talking about? You don't squint?" I'm like, "I just don't squint."
Sorry, when he said I don't squint, man, I almost popped my head off.
You're like, he's just being different for the sake of being different.
That was just really funny.
I'm pretty sure that when you were talking to us about it afterwards, you were like, "This SOB doesn't."
Well, he said he was walking. He was walking the next day, and as he was walking, he was thinking about it, and was making him angry because he's like, "This guy's saying he doesn't squint while he's walking."
And the first thing that came out of my mouth after he said it was, "No, you definitely squint."
And I was like, "I don't squint." But they're talking about wearing sunglasses and all that stuff, and then today. Oh, so here's what happened. I found out I don't squint because I'm looking at the ground. Like it's not just like my eyes are down at the ground. I'm like looking at the ground. I'm like looking like maybe at like 2 squares of the sidewalk ahead of me and just walking because I hate walking so much. And it's like a death march. Like I'm just head down, get it done, get home. So that's why I'm not squinting. And I'm like either listening to a podcast or just thinking to myself, Ice Dilbert, I'm a 62. I'm not a 63 yet, and I've been walking every day. This is so disappointing. But anyway, today I was like, Mom Brain, where are my sunglasses? Because she packed a pair of sunglasses for me for vacation, which I did not use. But today I was like, I'm going to use them. And I used them. And it was a game changer. It was like I was walking, looking straight ahead. Like I wasn't squinting because I had my sunglasses on, and I was like, my posture feels better. Like this is something. And I was like, I got to make sure I tell Dew that I got to thank you for this new invention of sunglasses, recommending them to me. So
got to get you a pair of Oakley wraparounds.
You were not wrong in the first place to think I'm crazy for not wearing sunglasses. It's just like I said, now I know why I wasn't wearing them and why the sun wasn't bothering me. But now,
at the time, you said something like, "I can see wearing sunglasses if you're driving, but not if you're walking." It's like, what does that have to do with the sun being out? But no, I'm glad that you wore them. In fact, it's funny that you find sunglasses helpful, and now I was wearing prescription sunglasses because I obviously wear glasses. And just like 3 days ago, I was out walking, and one of the lenses just popped right out of the glasses, and I didn't know what was happening. Picked it up, looked closer, and so now I don't have any sunglasses because, like I said, they're prescription. So I've been using that as an excuse to be lazy and not walk this week, but it's really just laziness and heat.
Well, it's a killer out. I mean, everybody knows how hot it's been in a lot of places around the world this past week. It's rough. Like, like I said to you, I'm not out there dying and I'm not going to make it home or anything like that, but it is noticeably hotter than usual. But when I get home and sit down, I'm like, I'm spent and I've been extra tired. So, the sunglasses made it a little bit more tolerable. So thank you. I just wanted to thank you for that. You were right to be aggravated by that.
Well, I'm glad that you started wearing them because, you call it a death march, and it's looking around while you walk's not going to make it that much more fun, but it's definitely more interesting than looking at the 2 sidewalk bricks right in front of your face. Like
he found me 2 treasures today on his walk.
Hello, Popple. I just want to stress,
like a pirate. He's a walking pirate the way he finds these treasures.
I am looking at the ground, but I'm not I'm doing this because I'm angry. It's literally just because I'm either lost in thought or I'm listening to something. It's not like blank mind just walking, thinking about how angry I am that I'm doing it. It's just like I'm somewhere else while I'm doing it. And then, there's a certain part on the walk where I turn a corner where I snap out of it. And I'm like, okay, I'm almost home. And then I'm alive again. So for the first 45, 50 minutes, I'm gone.
You're meditating
somewhere else. Yeah, I guess so. I'm in another plane of existence.
I got to hand it to you for a lot of what you're doing every day. And the fact that you haven't deviated your path. I've got 3 or 4 paths where I live that I alternate, and I am so bored. I want to jump off a bridge. That's how bored I am doing these 3 or 4 paths. And you've been doing this one particular path over and over. I gotta hand it to you. That's really impressive. You do really well in like solitary confinement prison or something. Like you would find ways to get through it. I don't know how.
Hello, TKO. My cousin was saying the other day, I don't remember what it was in reference to. I think it was just exercising and all that. Because I was talking about how much I hate walking and all the dieting and all that stuff, but I'm doing it. And my cousin was like, there's one thing I'll say about raw meat. He is committed when he says he's going to do something. He does it. And I'm like, I appreciate that. That's right. Because he's like, because you're clearly not enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, that's correct. Hello, Sneaker Hacks. I feel like I haven't seen that name in a long time. Wear glasses, sun or not. Long run, it hurts your eyes to not wear them. Very good point, Sneaker Hacks. It's like a parent telling you should do that. Those parents, they're always like, do this, do that. And as a kid, you're like, you're stupid. And then when you get older, you hit that time where you're like, holy crap, they were right. They were trying to make me hate being an adult a little bit less than they hate being an adult now. But kids don't listen. I can't, gotta let kids learn in their own time. I guess it's a rite of passage. And that's why
They're not ready. They're just
That's right.
not ready for it then.
some are, I guess, but not most. All right. That's all we got for stupid little topics today. Mom Brain, can you hit me with the we also saw Nope, but I don't want to spoil it. Mom Brain and I saw Nope and we were like, nope. Thank you, Mom Brain. All right, so what do we got in the news this week? We got some stuff. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Special Edition in Europe has had some issues. There's been issues the whole time, honestly, but now there's another issue, which is an unfortunate one. Nintendo of Europe has announced that the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Special Edition is being delayed in Europe due to unforeseen logistical challenges. So that means pre-orders, you'll get the game on July 29th. So that's not an issue. You can still play the game, but if you want that special stuff, you're going to have to wait. So at least you can play the game. And I know the purchases for the special edition were separate anyway.
It's the game. Fun.
We'll find out next week, Reggie. The embargo is up next week. So now that stuff is expected sometime in like fall of 2022. So you're going to wait a while. But again, if you want that extra stuff, I get it. And it's frustrating not having a day and date with the game. But at the very least, you will have the game on the launch day. So that's good. Rick Fillet says, just sell the content separately here in North America in the fall. Also, please. Well, yeah, this whole thing has been a debacle for Nintendo. I guess it stems from them not recognizing. Hello, Solomon Sterling. Hello, Blood Ocean. It stems from them not realizing how popular this special edition would be because people wanted to snatch it up, snatch that Gravi up. And Xenoblade is getting bigger and bigger with each game. I believe all of them sold over 1 million copies so far, but this is a Nintendo exclusive RPG franchise, so it's just growing because it seems to be fitting into people's interests nowadays. Mom Brain, you're an RPG fan.
Yeah.
Maybe after you finish EarthBound, you could go right into Xenoblade Chronicles.
Maybe.
It's more complicated, I will say that, but I don't think it's outside of your realm, outside of the realm of possibility for you.
I thought about that too.
Did you, Barry?
I did.
So yeah, you could, like I said, just enjoy the game and try and enjoy the game. Don't be too angry about the extra stuff, and then one day you'll be surprised in the fall and be like, "Oh yeah, the stuff I ordered that I don't care about now. Now it's here." So hang in there. Moving on.
Hanging banging there.
One of my favorite stories of the week, just because of my personal interest. We found out that Oddworld Soulstorm is coming to the Switch. And not only that, it's getting a limited audition.
Oh,
Like Oddworld audition.
about it.
What is in this thing? So you get a nice fancy case, you get 3 art prints, and you get an embossed metal case with 24 cartridge slots. And a physical copy of the game, of course.
Wow.
So that's pretty nice. You get an awesome Oddworld game card holder with Abe's hand on it. And that is metal. And
That's
you can put
cool.
a whole bunch of game cards in there. So it's a nice display piece. And it's also great for collecting.
And if you're looking like me to start going physical, that'll come in handy.
There you go. So I love this story so much. And I talked about this a little bit. So I love this story so much, and I talked about this a little bit on Patreon. Mom Brain, did you know? No wonder that was so weird. Do you know you could join the Go Nintendo Patreon?
For $1.
Just $1. And in one of the posts this week on Patreon, I talked about this Oddworld Soulstorm as another one of the quote unquote impossible ports for the Switch, because there are many times where developers or fans say, many thought this game would be impossible on the Switch, yet here it is. And it's not impossible when we keep seeing it happen. Keep seeing it happen over and over again. And Oddworld Soulstorm is another one of those, because back before the game launched, Lorne Lanning, the creator of Oddworld, and a whole bunch of the other developers on Oddworld Soulstorm were like, through the power of the PS5, we will be able to blah, 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 blah. And now it's like, oh, also it's on the Switch. And
that industry speak is so annoying.
But at the time, it was also coming to PS4. So, it didn't even... right from the beginning, it was a bunch of crap. But
this is exactly what we were talking about with our friend in the group message yesterday, trying to get him to play games. And
yeah. He's more worried about resolutions, which... I'm sure we all know people like this. More worried about resolutions and frame rates when they wouldn't even notice that stuff to begin with. I'll give you frame rate. You might be able to notice the difference between... you can notice a difference between 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second. I'm not going to say one is like, oh my God, this is unplayable, and the other one is silky smooth. But you can notice a difference. I can notice when a game is 30 frames per second versus 60. Can you notice if it's 50 frames per second versus 60? I don't.
Why not?
I don't think so. I don't know how many people are that sensitive, unless you're playing in like a competitive space where you're like very worried about dropping frames and stuff like that because you're in a tournament. For the average person, I don't think they're like, this looks like 52 frames to me instead of 60 frames, or like, as I was saying to you yesterday in the group chat, this is not 4K. This is 3.5K. This isn't that many pixels. It's this many pixels. Like, give me a break, man. You're not like, unless it's a huge drop. Like if you're going from 4K to 1080p, or like I said on the Switch, if you're going from 1080p to like 560 dynamic or something like that, I get it. You notice that stuff just because, when you get to the lower end resolutions, it's easier to tell the difference. When you're up in the high range of 4K, when you see a little fluctuation, you're not going to see that. You're not going to notice it. But we have a whole bunch of like channels and YouTubers that go very in depth with all that stuff, where they show you the bar graph and you're watching the line in real time, where they're like, the frame is not a steady frame rate. It dips into 50 frames per second here, and the resolution is dynamic, and it drops down into 32 instead of 38, 100. And you're like, yeah, look at that. See, that's what's happening. And then, if you're just playing a game.
Steel Diver feels a little differently.
Well, let me see. I'm a man of the people. A 60 looks much better than 30, and yes, you can tell when frames drop unless you're a Neanderthal. 60 does look better than 30. That was this point I said. Now if you're talking about 240 versus 120 when it comes to frames per second, all right. I guess there's a perceivable difference, but you're not going to be like, 120 is unplayable. Like, that's crazy. 60 to 30, yes. As I said earlier, 60 to 30, I think you can see a difference. There's a difference there, yes. But the higher you go, it's the law of diminishing returns. You're only going to get so much before you really perceive what's going on. And frame drops or frame hiccups, yeah, that's noticeable because that's a stop in the gameplay. That's a moment where the game just hitches up. Yeah, so of course you get that. But we're talking about, like we were talking about Stray. You're not going to play Stray and be like, this resolution is not pure 4K. This is dynamic range. It's at 3600. Like, really? I guess I shouldn't say you're not going to. I would say the average game player is not going to notice any of that stuff. And I think even fewer than that are going to be like, this is unacceptable. I can't play the game in this state. Now, if a game is advertised at 4K and it's not advertised as saying like it's a dynamic frame rate or a dynamic resolution, then I think you have a valid complaint, because you could be like, listen, I'm paying for 4K. I'm not paying for 4K sometimes. All right. You got an argument. I might say you're being a little picky about it, but you got an argument to make. I'll agree with you there. But
I I just hate how they use it in this situation too, where the guy used it basically to sell or promote the game, but it's a little misleading,
Yeah.
saying that, it can only run on the PlayStation 5. Oh, and
Yes.
the PlayStation 4. Oh, and then eventually the Switch. Oh, and will you buy the game, please?
Well, yeah, like they didn't go so far to say that it couldn't run on PS5, but it was very much like whatever the statement was, like, through the power of the PS5, we can reach visual and emotion through, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, come on. Like, I know you got to say this stuff because you're putting it on the PS5 and Sony's giving you the almighty $1 for your exclusivity deal there. But like I was saying, people read that stuff and they're like, yes, this is true. I agree. I need the best. I need the most frames. I need the highest resolution possible, where I guarantee there's a good amount of people who are like, oh, yeah, PS5's 4K. And I have it hooked up to a TV that only does 1080p and they don't know it. Or they have it hooked up to a receiver that doesn't accept the 4K signal and they don't know it. So, like, there are people out there who are very in tune with that stuff. And they want what is advertised. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I'm just saying, when it comes to gameplay, like, and the average consumer, I really don't think they're paying attention to or noticing this stuff as much. 60 to 30 frames, I'm not talking about. I do see a difference. I personally don't give one crap about that, but I can tell you when something's 60 versus 30. But if you're talking about 60 and it dips into 45, like, is it really that big of a deal? Like,
plus, you said the two key words, which is actually one word now: gameplay. It's a game, and you play it because you want it to be fun. It's not called graphics play or gotta look realistic play. I mean, yes, for certain games, the nice graphics come in handy and can enhance the experience. But like you were talking about emotional things that you can experience only on this place. It's like I had emotional 16-bit games that I've played.
Yeah.
So it's all, I don't know. I'm trying to become less and less of a graphics hua and become kind of like a game advocate, because especially that now that our industry is changing and like moving forward, it's going to be harder and harder for people to get their games out there, and for like new and exciting games, something to break the mold a bit. But
I'm listening to you. I'm trying to find the statement from Lorne Lanning in particular to make sure I don't like mince words here or anything. But yeah, we're complaining about graphics and resolution and all this stuff. And like, I'm not saying you can't complain about that stuff and can't be up in arms about that stuff, but like, isn't gameplay more important? PlayStation 5 Oddworld blog, maybe. I found it the other day. So easily. Here we go. I think I found it. Here you go. This is Lorne Lanning, co-founder and creative director of Oddworld Inhabitants, the creator of Oddworld. He says, quote, "The power of the PlayStation 5 allows us to push Oddworld Soulstorm towards a cinematic visual and storytelling leap over previous titles," end quote. Okay, really? Like, no. Listen, Lorne, baby. What do you call it? Meshuggah. AB. I love the Oddworld franchise. You all right over there? That chair okay? You need a new chair?
No, chair is fine.
I think that was George. That was George.
Your fingers.
I was.
That's definitely what I was doing. A cinematic visual and storytelling leap. Cinematic, no. Visual, so loose of a term. Okay, maybe. Storytelling, no, not at all. The power of the PS5 does not give you the ability to tell a better story. Like, a story is told through framing a shot and character development and music and the overall story, how it's written out. And like, nobody's like, I guess I shouldn't say nobody, but people aren't like, I really felt the emotion of this Oddworld game when I could see the pores on Abe's skin. Like, no, that's not how that works. But listen, this could be all old man yelling in a cloud kind of stuff. I'm not going to say there's nothing to video game. Hello, Freddy Fro. I'm not going to say there's nothing to video game visuals or anything like that. You could look at The Witcher 3 on Switch and The Witcher 3 on PS4 or Xbox One. And yeah, obviously you can tell a difference between those games. And if you are just playing a game purely because of graphics, then you would not want to go with the Switch version. But the core of the gameplay and the core of the experience and the core of the emotion and all that stuff is in Witcher 3 on Switch. Again, this isn't a debate about which game looks better, because without question, the game on any other platform looks better than it does on the Switch. But when it comes to playing the game, enjoying the game, yes, you can get that from the Switch version. And again, if you're super sensitive, if you're extremely sensitive to frame rate, the Switch version is not going to be the best one to go with. But there's going to be concessions on the Switch, and are they concessions to a point where they ruin the game? With The Witcher 3, no, they don't. There have been ports to the Switch where the team couldn't do what they wanted to do, or the team wasn't capable of making the game play as it should on the Switch. And that doesn't mean the game shouldn't have been ported. It means the team didn't have enough time, or the team wasn't up to snuff. Because for every, I don't know, I'm sure somebody in the chat could name a port to the Switch that didn't turn out well. But for every crappy Switch port, there's ones like Doom and Doom Eternal, which are technical marvels. And I played the game on Xbox. Yeah, on Xbox. And I played it on Switch. I played Doom Eternal and the original. Geez, this is so stupid. The 2016 Doom and Doom Eternal, I played on Xbox and I played on Switch. And I loved both versions of them. And if anything, when I played the Switch version, I was even more impressed, because I'm like, I can't. Yes, there's visual concessions, but holy crap, the game plays really well, and I enjoyed the experience just as much. It just wasn't as shiny or pretty, but the gameplay was there, and people love the game. I wouldn't have a problem. People love Doom and Doom Eternal because the games are fun to play. So,
our very own Human Lube is in the
What
Discord.
The hell's going on here? Human Lube, why are you in the Discord and not here?
He says bad graphics or frame rate could detract from a story, though, and take you out of the experience.
Says the man who plays Skyrim. Are we going to pretend that's ever been a nice looking game? Like, that is not. The people in that game look like monsters. Like, that's not a good looking game. Maybe back in the time when it came out, it was. I'm personally, I'm going to say, I don't think it was a good looking game back then. Like, I could look at the older Witcher games and be like, yeah, these are nice looking games. But Skyrim, everybody looks like a freak. Like, the game's an ugly game. Skyrim's an ugly game, in my opinion. Lube, can you give me an example of bad graphics that detract from a story for you? We got another devil's advocate in the chat since Nikki Hill's not here. Yes, bad graphics could. I guess bad graphics could detract. I don't know. I guess people could say bad graphics would detract from a story because maybe like somebody looks weird in a cutscene or something, and you have the visual disconnect for the storytelling.
You know what I might say is bad graphics might make me reluctant to start a game. But if I get into the game, it's not going to make a difference.
Living with a graphics whore?
No, but I'm just saying it might be like, ooh, I don't like the way that looks. I don't know that I want to play it, like, just off the bat. But if somebody said, like, no, it's a really worthwhile story, I'd be like, oh, I'll give it a try. Like, it's like judging a book by its cover, I guess.
Yes, I am not in that camp, but you are in a very wide camp. Yeah, Steel Diver says all NES games are ugly. Like, that's like, yeah, I'm
in a wide camp.
I would not agree with that statement, Steel Diver. I know Steel Diver loves to stir the pot, but yeah, if anybody's playing games today, or they grow up in this generation today, or even like starting with the GameCube, PS2 generation, and you see an NES game, you're going to be like, look at this garbage. Like, this looks hideous. You have to take in mind this is what I do with any of the like older games on legacy systems. You have to keep in mind what was capable for that system. Like, this is the whole conversation we're having right now. Skyrim, at its time, while I thought it was an ugly game, was certainly, a somewhat visually impressive game. But nowadays, you're like, look at this. Like, this is hideous. And then, anything on the NES, you're like, this looks horrible. It goes on any system, but then there's the flip side where some developers are embracing that visual style and taking it forward in new games. Like there's a lot of games right now that are taking PS1 style graphics, PS1 era graphics, and putting them into new games today because the style graphics, PS1 era graphics, and putting them into new games today because they like that style, or that it evokes a certain feeling or brings about nostalgia, or they feel it enhances gameplay or story in a certain way. Whatever the reason is, but there are people out there who appreciate that style of graphics, not just for nostalgia. But you know, it's all subjective. Hello, Sarah the Wolf Doggo. Good to see you. Outer Worlds. Is that an example of a not so great Switch port? I played it, and it was certainly rougher than I would have liked. But I thought it was a decent port. There's much better ports on the Switch, but yeah, that's a good example. That's a good example. But that's more a case of not the ugliness of the game, but how the game ran. But they put out an update afterwards that supposedly very much improved on that. I did not play it after the update because I had already finished it, so I don't know. Atari games look awful. This is Steel Diver again. Atari games look awful, and you are lying if you think they look good, though. I mean, like. It's the same, I think, with any system. There are games on the Atari that look good, and there are games that look bad, but none of that prevents me from playing a game or stops me from playing a game. When it comes to Atari or the NES or the Super Nintendo or the Genesis, it's a bit different to look back at graphics because they had very hard line technical limitations where they were working within a very small amount of power to do things. So I think it's unfair to look at an Atari game and say this is ugly because you're not taking into account how they were working with what the system could do. Now, if somebody's making a game today and it has Atari-style graphics, I understand for many people that would be a tougher pill to swallow, but I can look at Atari graphics and think they're visually nice or aesthetically pleasing, but I can also see that they're rudimentary as well. I think that's the difference. Ugly versus simplistic, and it was simplistic because of a necessity, and now people know that necessity isn't there, so they're like, this is just ugly. So
ugly.
It's an interesting conversation. Giant Reggie says where'd it go? He says, I mean, Pong looks fine. Pong looks fine. Pong looks fine. Yeah, it's an interesting conversation to have. But I really think you're fooling yourself if you're like visuals make a better story, because that maybe I'm the weird one. I don't think that's true, because I've played plenty of games that look amazing and don't do it for me story-wise. And I love Undertale.
I was about to bring up Undertale as an example.
Now, I will say Undertale animations of the enemies I find very good. Overworld graphics I find not pleasing. I don't want to say bad because they're bad is the wrong word to use, but I look at, the overworld is extremely simplistic, and I don't look at the overworld in that game and I'm like, this is visually nice. It's just, this is what it looks like for whatever reason. But story in that game and feeling it, like, that is the perfect example of a game that can create or a game that creates emotion and story and development that's far beyond what you might expect from the visuals, and the visuals have nothing to do with it.
Sorry, I gotta shout out Steel Diver here. This is something horrible I would say when in my darkest moments. We used to poop in a bucket and throw it out on the street in the morning too. Just because we worked within the limitations of tech doesn't mean something is good.
Hey, we know a friend who was pooping in a bucket not too long ago.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say, really. Like, we've got an example I want to shout out, and I might be using it wrong, is like, look at the emotion that Final Fantasy VII put through me. And now we have this remake, and the remake didn't give me an ounce of that same kind of emotional fervor going, to a higher graphical nature. But then, like, you look at The Last of Us, like, you could play The Last of Us on PS3 and you can still get that emotional kick that, getting the newest version on the PlayStation 5 coming out soon. Like, it's not going to be that much of a difference.
We liked The Last of Us because of where it came from. Like, nobody talks about The Last of Us because they love the graphics. Like, that's not why we hold that game near and dear to our hearts. It's the characters, it's the story that's told through the gameplay. That's why that game matters, not because Joel looked so great for an end of the era PS3 game. Like,
now, and I don't get me wrong, love how that game looks, and it blows me away, the sequel especially too. But like, I feel like you could do a demake. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily want this, but like, I feel like you could demake Last of Us and you'd still get that emotional side of the characters and everything.
I really think that's a big reason why I love demakes, because they show you how much you can strip away and the core of the game is still there. Like, you can still get everything you got before, and you're just like, oh, this is just, no matter what the game looks like, the game is still good. If you strip away the visuals and the game sucks, then there's a problem with your game. So, and Steel Diver, that I know you're just joking around. That is very funny, but I think there's a little bit more to pooping in a bucket than there is on a toilet. I think there might be a whole health thing.
Is his avatar the George Lucas from when he goes?
It looks like it.
That's amazing.
It's definitely George Lucas, but it might be that. Also, Malik Halo, that GIF is great. The cloud GIF. Well,
it looks X-rated to me.
I could talk about graphics all the time. I do not begrudge anyone for looking at a game and think it's visually pleasing and wanting to check out a game because of those graphics. That is not how I operate. I understand other people operate that way. I do have an issue where people look at graphics and they're like, I'm not playing that game. That really bothers me, because you're just looking, you're not getting anything the game has to offer. You're not experiencing the gameplay, the soundtrack, the emotion, you're not getting any of it. You're just looking at like what the pretty picture looks like, and you're dismissing. It's the same thing as a book and a cover. It irks me. It irks me to no end, and I have a very tough time. I don't even want to say understanding that, because I don't understand it. And I just don't understand it. But I do get that people look at things and they may be put off by them, but I don't understand how they take that and then they're like, and I will never play it, or I will never watch it, or I will never read it, but just because of that visual impact. So, but then again, oh, never mind. I'm not going to say that.
What about like, so I only have, right, so much time to engage in activities for leisure and that I like want to engage in, right? Like most of my time is taken up by things that like I have to do or I need to do. And so I actually think that like probably I'll only speak for myself, although I imagine I'm not alone. Because we have so many options now, like, I could watch any show or any movie. I can download any book, listen to any song. Like, there's so many choices that like I become obsessed with making the most perfect choice. And so when it comes down to like how I'm going to choose to spend my leisure time, I want to make sure it's like checking every single box. And so if I think that perhaps the way it looks might be a little off-putting to me, then it's so easy to say no thank you, because I have so many other immediate choices.
Counterpoint, how much time do you spend rewatching the things you already like?
Because I know what's going to happen. Well, that's like an anxiety thing though, because like I need to know what's going to happen. I need to like.
I know, but you're saying you only have so much time, yet you spend so much of that time rewatching the things you've already watched.
That's a comfort thing.
Yeah.
But still, you would have more time.
But like, let's say I was designating an hour of every day to like watching.
Yeah.
Or, to taking media in my eyes.
Well, when it comes to like a TV show or a movie, I'm guessing you're seeing a commercial or a trailer is what you're basing it off of, you're saying?
Yeah. Or
so with those, like if you're watching those, like it's not the same as a game or a book or a song, because when you see a trailer for a movie or a TV show, you're getting at least pieces of what it is. Now, it could be wildly different in the actual show, but you're getting snippets of things that happen exactly. With a book on a cover, you're not getting anything. And with a TV or with a game or music, you might see how a game looks, but you're not experiencing the gameplay. You might see gameplay mechanics that turn you off, like an RPG. Like for me, if I saw numbers flying up or a menu popping up, I'd be like, oh, I'm scared of that. I don't know if I could do that.
Numbers.
So it's a little bit, there's some
Yeah.
gray area in there, but with like an album, you're not going to look at the cover and be like, not for me. So
Unless there was something that was like very, very off-putting.
oh yeah, but I think you're skewing
They would like
into
speak to the artist and
yes.
yeah. I don't know. I will admit that there are probably plenty of things in my life that I have missed out on because I did like a quick judgment based on how something looks.
Mhm.
Although I'm not really that way with people. Like,
I was gonna say you hang out with plenty of ugly people.
well, I wouldn't. That has nothing to do with it. I just don't like. I don't look at people and like think like, oh, that's a good looking person or that's a bad. I mean, I do, but like, I'm actually more looking to be like that person seems friendly and that I don't want to. I don't care what they look like. I just need to know that they're safe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think that's a great way of looking at it. Is you have to take account into how you look at everything and process it. And
which, by the way, in case you're wondering, is incredibly exhausting.
If you're not looking at it for like risk assessment, like I might get hurt or die if I go near this thing, then
welcome to being a woman in 2022.
Need to like
or ever,
open up more to entertainment. I'm just talking about entertainment because entertainment is a safe thing. You may see things in entertainment that make you uncomfortable or make you feel strange, but entertainment in general is like a safe thing to experience.
Well, I have some pretty clear boundaries about like what is absolutely unacceptable to me in any form.
Yes, but
they're not like but they're
I'm talking about you're not going to die because I'm talking about looking at people and they could kill you or situations you can get into where they will kill you or you'll die from it. But looking at entertainment, that's not going to happen.
You're safer to be a little more open-minded and like experiment more. Obviously, like it's two totally different.
That's all. Listen, this is all I want. I just want people to give things a chance. That's it. That's all.
So, for reference, the two people who probably spend the most time with you are sitting at the table right here.
My girlfriend and my boyfriend, yes.
What is giving it a try entail? For like to you, like what would you consider? Like, let's do a movie because to me, I feel like the stakes are lower when it comes to the time you're going to have to give it,
I'd say watch the movie.
And so, what does that look like? Like,
watch
do we have to like not complain about how we don't really want to see it?
No, complain all you want if you're going to watch it.
Okay.
I don't care what whine and bitch all you want. Just watch it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
But when it comes, you do TV shows weird. Like if you were like, "Hey, watch this TV show," and it's 10 episodes, and I watch 3.
I was gonna say
I don't like it. I'm probably not gonna watch the rest. Where
I was gonna say I know I go beyond in that, and I wouldn't expect that of anybody. Yeah, I'd say give the show a couple episodes. Now, see, it hurts me to say because I don't feel that way, but for the normal person, I know I'm not normal. I'd say watch a couple episodes and see what you think. But counterpoint to that is like if we did that, we would have not watched The Simpsons. We like how many shows have first couple seasons that are not so hot, and then the show hits its stride. I mean, now that's an inordinate amount of time to ask people to watch. Like Mom Brain was saying, you only have so much time to give. So, when it comes, as long as you give it a chance in the beginning, I can't fault you. I could just later down the road be like, listen, I know the first season's really bad, but trust me, this show gets good. And that could be a reason to maybe give it another chance. But yeah, if you're going to give it a couple episodes, then, just like Backseat Studios is saying, I'd give it a good 15 minutes at least and say I gave it a try. Like that's tough for me. Like, especially if it's a movie, because a movie's a couple hours. Like you're given 15 minutes, like a couple hours, I don't think is a huge ask. If you're given if you were given like Dragon Quest to try and you're like, I played it for 15 minutes, not for me. I'd be like, come on, that's not a try. Right. You got to put a couple hours into it.
Yeah. I think if you're watching a 2-hour movie, I mean, I would probably say an hour. I would say if you get to an hour in the movie and you don't like it, then maybe
you've seen a chunk. You've seen a chunk.
I think that counts.
I would make the argument. I'd be like, it's only 2 hours. You couldn't finish the thing, but if somebody gave it an hour, I'd be like, All right.
Totally not.
Yeah.
But like if I watch for an hour, I'm not invested at all. Then I don't think there's anything wrong with not watching the rest.
But I would argue
personally would say there's something wrong, but I would not say there's something wrong to someone. Like I get it is what I'm saying. But like with a movie, for me, like even if I'm hating it the whole time, I know when I'm out the other side of it, I can at least talk to people about it. And if somebody else is like, I watched that movie, I didn't like it, and I hear they only watch an hour, I'd be like, you can't talk about it. You only watch an hour. You don't even know what happens after that. So
I didn't care because I didn't like the characters.
Yeah. Tony De La Mancha says for the game, go to the first boss and the power up. There you go, first boss. That'd be over very quickly, depending on what game you play. Like if you're doing Cuphead, then the game's gonna be over in 5 minutes. But anyway, the power of the PS5, everybody. It gives us the best games we've ever seen.
Yeah, that's how we got started on that.
That's the point. First comment comes from Steister, and he says, never played an Oddworld game before. Maybe Switch is going to be my place to start. My lord, have I been saying for years.
Didn't you hear what Mr. Lorne said? Don't
Mr.
start
Lorne.
on the Switch. It's got to be played on the PlayStation.
You won't get the emotion. Have I been saying for years? And I have said this to Lorne Lanning himself in email. I've said Nintendo fans would be the most to embrace an Oddworld game, but we've been the most neglected. Thankfully, when the Wii U came around, we got a little taste, and there was a Game Boy Color Oddworld game. But now with the Switch, we're getting some Oddworld games, and this is the closest to a new Oddworld game that we're getting. Like this one's going to be on the Switch within 2 years of it launching on PS5. And it is the latest Oddworld game, even though it's a remake. It is the latest one that the team has worked on. I really think Nintendo fans would embrace Oddworld if they had more opportunities to play it. So here's a chance to see. It's a great platform. It's a place where people are willing to try new things. We've seen that time and time again on Switch. So I have high hopes. My only worry is I know the game, when it came out, didn't run that well on PS5. So, at least they're taking over a year to optimize, or as they're saying, auditize the Switch version of the game. So I'm very hopeful that it will run well on Switch. It's a Unity engine game, so we know that works on Switch.
Lorne Lanning went on his soapbox about all that stuff, and then it still didn't run that well?
Yeah. Listen, I love Lorne. I honestly do have a somewhat relationship with the man. I've talked to him in email just about things in general, and Oddworld and video games. We've talked a lot over the years. I have some sort of rapport with him. I love the Oddworld franchise. I love everything he does there, but multiple times his scale and scope is so grandiose that it outreaches what is possible in a certain amount of time with a certain dev team.
He's like a likable Peter Molyneux.
Yeah, he said some things that aren't so likable game industry wise, which I've taken him to task to personally. But I think, listen, like he was like, we're making Oddworld movies, baby, and we're talking to a studio and it's happening. And that was like 15 years ago. So it's a Peter Molyneux situation, right. But counterpoint, the games come out.
Right.
And he never promises like you'll be able to talk to this.
No Man's Sky promises.
Yeah. None of that. He just talks about the games, and the games do come out, but they have technical issues. But yeah, when you're singing the power of this system and how it makes this possible, and then your game comes out and it has weird issues, you're like, what? I don't understand.
Yeah.
So I do have high hopes for this version because they know it will have to be optimized a great deal. And I think it's very doable. And they're taking a good amount of time to do it. I have high hopes for it. I'm very interested to see how it turns out.
And you played this one and finished it on the PlayStation, correct?
Yeah. Yes. I have. I love the game overall. I have some issues with it. There's some mechanics I don't like, and I also prefer the old way that Ob used to control versus the new way he controls, which is a problem I've had with Oddworld since the Wii U.
Wait, his name is Ob?
Did I? Oh, is that what I said?
Is it?
Abe.
That'd be amazing.
Abe. I pronounce it Ob.
Oh, man. Darn it. Oh,
Sorry.
that would have been like the
Abe.
best.
That was a joke, man.
It was a combination of Oddworld and Abe. I prefer the way the old Oddworld games control versus the new way. And I believe in New and Tasty, they did an update
Tosti, new and Tosti.
where you could control Abe the way he used to control, because so many people complain about that. And now Abe has a different has a double jump, which I don't like. So well, that's gonna live on in infamy. All right, moving on. Man, that spawned a huge and I thought interesting conversation, but maybe not. Moving on. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp got delayed a long time ago because of the situation with Russia and Ukraine. And Nintendo has never given a new release date for it because they wanted to be respectful of that situation. And they still haven't talked about when it's coming out, but a European retailer has just updated their listing with a new release date for the game. According to this retailer, it's coming out February 24th, 2023. That is a Friday. There you go. That falls in line with, I hear the tank's coming in now, I think. That is in line with the Friday release schedule that Nintendo does for games. So potential, but it would be nice to see the game. And like I said, I love this series. It's been decades since it's been around. A remake right now is the perfect time to reintroduce people to the franchise. And they worked with Way Forward on it, one of my favorite companies. I'm dying for this game. So maybe we'll see if this date comes true or not. Currybo says February 24th would be an exact year since Russia invaded Ukraine. I doubt Nintendo would mark that date with the game they delayed because of the war. I did not know that.
That's kind of bad timing.
If that is the case, then maybe that is not true. I did not know that. Thank you for that insight. Nintendo fans' prayers were answered this week. When Mario Strikers Battle League came out, many fans were in an uproar because they were like, what the F are you doing here, Nintendo? Where is Daisy?
No Daisy?
How do you do a Strikers game and not include Daisy? Daisy's and Waluigi are like everybody's favorite characters in those games. Well, Nintendo likes to do a little trolling, and we now know that it's out now, actually. The first free update for the game included a new arena, but it also introduced 2 more characters. Shy Guy, another favorite, but more importantly, Daisy. Daisy is now Daisy's now in Mario Strikers Battle League. And again, this is a free update. So 2 characters and a new arena.
Man, that's amazing. So
It's free.
It's free.
So that game comes at meanwhile, Smash is out for years and years, and people are like, Waluigi, and they're like, whatever, don't make eye contact. And then it's like this soccer game comes out, and it's like 2 weeks. They're like, we better put Daisy out immediately. We're getting eaten alive.
She was always in the works, obviously, but yeah, why she wasn't in the base game, I don't know. Probably if I'm playing like detective here, I'd say, to put out Strikers, give it a month on its own, and then how do we boost sales a month later? We do our first free update. Which is great, free content, but we also show people that Daisy's back, which is going to be a whole new wave of social media talk for the game. So, smart way to do it.
I mean,
you can't be upset if it's a free update.
You got to give Daisy some credit because she's never had her own game. Even Peach has had her own game. So it's like, and people love her that much. And she's really just in Mario Kart and maybe a golf game.
They love her because of the Strikers series. Strikers was the series that gave her personality. Through her win and loss animations and her entrances onto the soccer field or the pitch, as they call it. They gave her personality, and that's how she became more popular through what she's done in these games. So people are like, how do you not include her in these games? So here she is. Shillelagh says, why can't they release these games when they're fully complete? The cynic in me says releasing the games half-baked means that they can use a smaller cartridge size. And then years down the line, when the Switch eShop packs up, remember the Wii U and the 3DS are only around a decade old, and they're going bye-bye soon. Come August, you won't be able to add any more funds. Anyway, my point is, unless you keep your Switch with all the downloadable content in working order, you likely won't have full access to the games. I think it's a long-term strategy with Nintendo and other companies so they can sell the complete edition to consumers again at a later date. Though they might only be rentals in the future, similar to how Nintendo Switch Online and its old catalog of games now. Well, that might make sense if Nintendo dropped the prices of their games, but they don't. So they're not going to do a complete edition and make it more expensive because the original game will still be the same price and you could download all the content for free. So it doesn't make any sense to me. Now, keeping a game going over the years through the addition of major content for free That's a long tail seller away. We've seen Nintendo do that with multiple games this generation.
I wouldn't have a problem.
And it works for them because a game is updated with considerable content for years for free. So yeah, of course. And then you have situations like Smash where it's paid DLC because, it's a much more considerable contribution. We're talking about third-party characters and new stages and music and all that stuff. Not that content doesn't go to other games, but Smash is like the next tier up. You wouldn't put Strikers and Smash in the same league together. So, yeah, a little bit of conspiracy thinking there, but I don't think that all of it is completely out of the realm of possibility. Now, I'm sure the chat could help me out here. Has Nintendo done complete editions of games when they released all the content? Have they put out a new edition of that game that is more expensive with all the content included?
That's a good question.
Failing to think of one. That doesn't mean there isn't one. Sarah, hello, Joe Shabadoo. Sarah the Wolf Doggo says a striker game without Daisy is not a striker game.
Ooh.
I agree. And Joe Shabadoo says put Daisy in Bayonetta. There you go.
It's not gonna happen.
How many Strikers games have there been? Is this the third?
Third.
Really? I thought this was the second. So I guess
No.
it's so she's
Third. Here you go. Tony De La Mancha says Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. Steel Diver says not more expensive, but later prints have updates on the cartridge. So yeah, not more. It's not like they're making more money off of it. Or it's not like they're pricing them higher because of the extra content that's included. I should say, you're just getting the same priced game with the content included. So it's
free.
It's a better deal. All right, moving on. We've talked about that enough.
moving on.
Platinum Games says they're entering, quote, a new era. Why? Because they hired a Nintendo veteran to come aboard.
Hangin' and bangin'.
What's that about, Josh? Bayonetta?
Boring.
Boring?
Hell yeah.
Josh, I'm so confused. I don't understand.
I'm
Josh,
feeling so great. Thanks for asking.
are you not a fan of Bayonetta, Josh?
That's none of your business.
Oh, I get what's. Josh, are you gonna have to use
Moving
that?
on.
Josh, you're gonna have to use that censored mode when you play.
Why would you say that?
Never mind. He's going whole hog on Bayonetta.
I'm a hardcore
That's
gamer.
right.
I'm a whole hog gamer.
Platinum has announced that Takao Yamane is going to now be a part of Platinum Games. They used to be a bigwig at Nintendo, but they're moving from Nintendo to Platinum. And
Cow.
Platinum says they're significantly changing their future outlook, and they're sharing more details on that later. They are talking about how they want a whole bunch. I think their president said their goal is to have like 1,000 employees and make their IP reach even further. And they have things in the work right now that are very Platinum and other things that you wouldn't expect from them. So they're just looking to grow, normal stuff. So with aspirations of becoming a bigger company comes the hire of a bigger wig person. So someone who was higher up at Nintendo certainly makes sense because Platinum and Nintendo have a great relationship, and they probably strengthened their relationship with this person while they were at Nintendo. And now they're like, hey, leave Nintendo, come to Platinum and help us become bigger. And this person was like, yeah, let's do it. So there you go. Sokar says, I want to know why he left Nintendo, or if Nintendo is hiring him to work at Platinum so that Platinum will develop a close affiliation just like Intelligent Systems. Wouldn't that be the dream, my friend, to have Platinum as an official third party to Nintendo one day? Platinum puts out a lot of content for other systems, and they partner up with Microsoft. Have they partnered up with Sony? But they've done partnerships with other third parties multiple times to work on games for them. So I don't know that Platinum would do that. I would certainly lighten their workload, but I think they like that fiercely independent streak as well. So I don't know that they'd make that move. But as a Nintendo fan, I would love to see that. Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. Have them under their umbrella officially. Sounds good to me. Where's the stupid cord? Yep. I need the dingle. Yeah.
Is that it?
Oh no, I took the thing. Where's the thing?
Was it on your headphones at some point?
I got no idea what I did with it.
I think I know. I think I can save this.
Do you know where it is?
I don't know where it is, no, but
What are you doing? I gotta play the ads, but I misplaced my. What did I do with that thing? Oh,
Is it behind the?
no, I think that's just a plug. Yeah. Mom Brain's here to save the day. Is this from Pearl?
yeah.
Oh, what did I do with the other one?
In the meantime,
Had that little. Oh, all right.
I mean, we
The
don't,
lightning to 3mm connection.
Yeah, I need that little thing to
$19
connect
at
my
any
phone.
Apple store.
All right, is it really?
Probably. I mean, that's conservative.
Josh, can you throw me to commercial, please? Why are you upset, Mom Brain? It's Josh's job.
because Josh just, he gets. Sometimes I gotta wake him up.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
It's all right, Josh. I kind of lost the plot there myself, so.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Need some adventure in your life? What Mad Universe is a podcast where two guys delve into the history of sci-fi, fantasy, and horror, and the impact it's had on pop culture.
Everything's the same politically, but we have ray guns.
The actual motive isn't to explore something that's, quote,
Yeah.
scientifically possible, or...
But neither is Star Wars, and I know there's arguments about that, but I would definitely consider Star Wars science fiction.
You haven't read Dune!
No, I haven't.
You can never be the Kwisatz Haderach.
What Mad Universe on the HyperX Podcast Network.
Take a time machine back to before the world went to hell, around the year 2000.
The 80s and 90s were so rad. The movies, the music, the TV, the games, that's what I want to talk about.
If you're cool enough,
Join us and listen to Less Than 2000, because that's all we talk about.
Adam and Chad live
Less Than 2000. Now part of the HyperX Podcast Network.
I think I'm cool enough to listen. Maybe.
I don't believe
Wow, quick on the draw with that one. This is not a spoiler alert in the sense that I'm going to tell you spoilers. This is a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
In that, be careful out there, people. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 comes to the Switch on July 29th, but some retailers have decided they don't feel like waiting that long. So they just started selling the game now. Multiple retailers have broken the street date on Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Nintendo is always mad when retailers break street dates. But when it comes to a game that's story heavy, like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Nintendo's going to be extra angry because spoilers hit the internet and there's nothing. Nintendo can put out copyright claims on videos, but they can't put out copyright claims on tweets or any of that. So be careful where you go, because spoilers are everywhere for this game. If you want to go in blind, people have not been watching the trailers and didn't watch the special direct Nintendo did for this game because they want to go into the story blind. So these next, what do we got? 6 days are going to be rough, my friends. Hang in there, because people just love to ruin things for other people. So there's stuff floating all over the place. Mute the word Xenoblade on your Twitter settings, and hopefully it'll save you if you spend time on Twitter. If you're on Facebook or Reddit or whatever, I don't know what to tell you. Just be careful.
I think people know by now that, spoilers are out there no matter what for everything. So be extra careful.
Yeah, but now it's before the game even is supposed to be out. So it's just a worse situation. Shillelagh says, it's Fane time, baby, for those who manage to get their hands on the game early. Yeah, if you manage to get your hands on the game early, enjoy. But enjoy it yourself. Don't ruin it for other people. We have a rumor. We got a hot, juicy rumor. We got a hot, spicy, juicy rumor.
Tasty.
About a Nintendo franchise we have not seen in a long time.
Come on, something do knows.
This, do. I wouldn't say you like it, but you know it.
Great.
Silex Hunter, who is on Twitter, has been an inside source. How does he get his information? We don't know. But here's the things he most recently got correct. Silex Hunter said that Bayonetta 3 would be releasing on October 28th, which was true. Silex Hunter also recently said that Nintendo was going to do a Nintendo Direct mini partner showcase, and he gave the date, and he was correct on that as well. So what's he up to now? He teased something F-Zero related.
Oh yeah,
He shared a message written in binary that translates to "You got boost power," which is something from F-Zero. And people started talking like, "Oh, something F-Zero is going on." And a guy on Twitter says, "That's great news. I've been waiting for an F-Zero game since GX at the same time. I never thought it would happen again." And Silex Hunter said, "Maybe manage your expectations a little, but yes, you were right." So the key phrase is manage your expectations. So something F-Zero is rumored to be going on. When you say manage your expectations, it leads me to believe not a new game, maybe a remaster or a remake. Not what I want, but it's been decades since we've had a new F-Zero game. Yes, I know there's an F-Zero mini game in Nintendo Land. Yes, I enjoyed it, but it's not a real F-Zero game. Yes, I know Mario Kart has F-Zero stuff. No, that's not a real F-Zero game either. But yeah, enough time has passed where I guess a remake or a remaster makes sense.
But it's a racing game. It's like, who cares if it's a remake, right? Like,
they do remakes of racing games all the time. Wipeout got a remake.
Well, it's just like the exact same racetracks or something.
What do you mean? These are what all remakes are. Better graphics. That's it. What else do you get?
I don't know.
Here we go with this again. Kotaku had an article yesterday about The Last of Us Part 1, the remake. And they were like, new trailer. The video I sent you guys, it was like, new video justifies the existence of this whatever. And it was like, it's got all these new accessibility features. Those are great. I love those things.
Yeah.
They don't need to be a reason for a remake. They can be added into the game that already exists. Like,
that's a good point.
Just add them to the first remaster of the game you did. Update it. Why not?
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, now we have a colorblind option and easier difficulties. We have to put out the whole game again because we don't live in an era where games can be updated. We have to do a new physical release. Like, what a load of bull.
I watched something like that. I don't know if it was that particular one, but it was Neil Druckmann talking about the update. And he was just like, this is so great. We can finally get the visuals to what we had imagined when we first started this. And like, they're showing like side by side, what it looked like and what it looks like on the new one. And like, it's a difference, but not hugely. And you're kind of like, this is what you dreamed of. Like, I'm
words
sorry.
are as empty as your soul.
Exactly. It's like, I'm sorry. Like, that's not what you had in mind.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure when they made the game, they were like, I wish this could look a little better. I wish we could do the animations a little better here. But, then they got to The Last of Us Part 2 and, were they still really thinking that? Because like you said, you look at the comparisons and you're like, it's better, but, it's not like mind blowing or anything. But yeah, now don't get me wrong. This is not me saying accessibility stuff is BS because that's not what I think. I think that's great and it should be in every game. I don't think that's the reason why a new physical copy should exist. You can update the previous version of the game.
Yeah, of course. That's a BS.
It's a great excuse to do it digitally too. Be like, those who have the whatever it was remaster can get a free patch right now for all these accessibility options, or you can go on the shop and get it again for $10 more because it's whatever up-resed or through the power of the PS5 or some garbage. I don't know. It could be a money grab that way, just not a $70 money grab. It could be a $5 money grab or something. It's just crazy because if they put out an accessibility update and they're like, here it is, it's $5, people would lose their minds and be like, why would you ever do this? But because they're doing that and the game also looks prettier, they're like, yes, $70, please. Like, no.
It is kind of crazy, yeah. But
money.
But anyway,
exactly. They got to make their money.
F-Zero sounds like it'll be a remaster or a re-release. Doesn't seem like a new game. But we've been so long without an F-Zero, we'll take whatever we can get. Shillelagh says, I'm not being greedy. I'd be fine with an F-Zero GX remaster with added in online multiplayer, please. Sounds great. Great idea.
Yeah,
yes.
It's working.
We'll see if it works, Star Fox. Or Fox, you need something too, my friend.
Well, I'm not a F-Zero guy, but if they...
No way! I don't believe it!
All right, so you could read me like a book. But even so, if I would play the new one if they brought the Daytona guy in to say F-Zero, Then I would play it.
Hello, Super Sanchez. And Super Sanchez has a great idea. GameCube Switch app. Maybe one day. Maybe that's what it'll be. Play GameCube games on your Switch, just like you do N64 and all that stuff. And the collection will be F-Zero GX and, the original Paper Mario. Or, no, I'm sorry, Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door. Maybe you're right, Josh. Yes?
Or James Bond, Everything or Nothing. That would be day one GameCube.
I don't know
Switch app.
I don't know how the licensing works on that. So
I know how it works. Daniel Craig just says, I needed money.
So maybe that's part of your rumor later today.
Oh, thank you for the tip.
North America, what do we got this week? Let me tell you. We got Airy, Vikings, Animal Rivals, Up in the Air. Up into the air, up.
A little Daft Punk.
Arcade Archives, Dragon Saber. Arsonist Heaven. Okay. Bricky to Me. Bright Memory Infinite Gold Edition. So I have to play that for review. I have not started it yet for review. I'm interested in it. The reviews are all over the place for this game. Even when the game first came out, reviews were all over the place. People are like, it's not a good game. It's a good game. It's really short, but it's good. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to go into it. I'm
interested in this.
What's the name of the game?
Oh, sorry. Bright Memory Infinite.
Yeah, enjoy that.
Capcom Arcade Second Stadium. So this is the second. Basically, it's Capcom Arcade Stadium 2. And it's like 30 plus more retro Capcom games that you can buy. Remember, Capcom Arcade Second Stadium is free. But you only get one game with it. Every game you add to the Second Stadium is like $5. So it's basically Virtual Console, but for Capcom games only.
Money.
Yes. There is a bundle, too, if you just want to get everything all at once. That is not free.
Yeah, they're making a bundle.
Oh, let's see. Capcom Arcade Second Stadium is free. How much is the bundle? The bundle is...
It's free. It's free.
Calculating $40. I guess that's not bad for 30 retro games, $5 a pop. That's not bad.
Oh, it's definitely not bad if you break it down like that.
Retro game compilation. I mean, I like retro games. Even though they're so ugly. Am I right, Steel Diver?
Oh. But, I mean, you probably own all those games downstairs.
I do own a lot of them. There are some I
NES
haven't played, though. You would think Nintendo's... Oh, maybe because it's the bundle? I was going to say, you would think Nintendo's listing for the game would tell you what games you can get for it, but maybe not. I just want a list. I could search Go Nintendo. They got a list.
Can't let you do that.
Were they not?
No, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm putting down my microphone. You go right ahead. I'm doing it.
Okay, are you going to be able to answer this question?
Yes.
So, were they not making money off the Virtual Console? Because I feel like now it might be even better for gamers to have just the Switch Online thing, and then they update the NES and the SNES on the Switch, the games that you can play. Because I was just thinking, like, what if they had Virtual Console, like, we'd still be paying $5 a pop for like NES games.
5, 8, 7, 9.
Yeah, like, were they doing all right with that? Or because, like, I feel like they'd be making less money now with the subscription service. Or maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, we never heard it. They weren't doing bad, but you're going to make... Everybody's doing subscription services now because you make more from them because it's a reoccurring...
Yeah.
Plus, they can easily say you're getting way more content for way less money, but Counterpoint fans are like, yes, but I'm getting a whole bunch of things I don't want.
Sure.
Like, people like Virtual Console better because they only bought what they wanted. They were probably spending less money. It'd be close, I think. But at least, with the subscription thing, they know, just like everybody else that runs a company knows, people are too lazy to cancel subscriptions or forget that they have them. So the majority of people just continue to pay stuff. So it's a guaranteed return. Whereas, your Virtual Console persons, you'd be like, I want Mystical Ninja and Urban Champion and who knows what else. And you'll never hear from me again. So, yeah, that's why they do subscriptions. So I understand fans saying they want classic Virtual Console because that lets them piecemeal what they want. this way. They just get it's a fire hose blast. But Nintendo can be like, it's only this much. It's $20 a year. That's it. And other people will be like, yeah, well, I was spending $15 a year because I bought 2 Super Nintendo games. So,
I would
you
just
make a
like
good
to
counterpoint.
note that the fan is blowing past due
I'm so sorry.
to me. So if I end up with pink eye,
I don't
we'll
know
know
if the
where it
microphone's
came
picking
from.
up what he's doing, but what he's doing. But
You make a good coffee, Mom Brain.
all right, so here's what you get in the Capcom Arcade Second Stadium. I'll point out the notable games. There are a lot of games, but I'll point out notable ones, or at least ones you'll recognize. 1943.
That's
shooter.
not a game. That's a year.
Oh, thank you. Knights of the Round, Magic Sword, Vampire Savior, Black Tiger, Darkstalkers, Eco Fighters, Hyper Street Fighter 2, Mega Man 2, The Power Fighters, Mega
That's
Man,
a good
The
question.
Power Battle, Night Warriors, Saturday Night Slam Masters, great game.
Ooh.
Sun, Street Fighter Alpha.
Nice.
2, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Street Fighter Alpha Warriors, Dreams, Super Gem Fighter, great game. Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, great game. 3 Wonders, and I didn't even name all the games. So
what was that title about? Slamming?
Saturday Night Slam Masters.
Baby, lock the door and turn the lights down.
Not what they were going for. All right, anyway, what else we got in North America? We got Clutter Evolution, Beyond Extreme, Koromon, Darker Skies, Deadliest Catch, Ocean Boat Driving and Fishing 2022 Simulator, Driving Quest, Dungeon Slime Collection, 2 games in 1, Egg Over It, Fall Flat from the Top, Faith and Shield, Tower Defense Space Wars Game 2022, Farm Manager 2022, First Time in Paris, Gemma Boy Zero Origins.
Get my boy.
That's what I was thinking. House Builder, Hover Racer, Inertia Redux, Japanese Escape Games, The Hotel of Tricks, Live Alive, Master Sleuth Bundle, Mini Subway, Logic on the Metro Line, Mojito the Cat, Motorcycle Driving Simulator, Dirt and Parking 2022 Racing Games, Ultimate 4x4 City Off-Road Kart, Pet Rock, Raging Blasters.
I can't think of a more boring game than Pet Rock, the video game.
Let me really entice you, because I'm about to tell you a game that's a mashup of 2 games you like. River City Saga, 3 Kingdoms.
What? There's a River City
It's like a
game?
feudal Japanese River City game.
Really?
Yeah.
That might be interesting.
It looks interesting, yeah. I just need to know if people still barf. Sakura Fantasy, Secrets of Light and Shadow, Severed Steel. Is this the game I looked at?
Did you look at it?
Oh, I got to put in my birthday. I want to see
Coming up.
It is. Yes, I looked at Severed Steel. It looks awesome. Severed Steel looks like a extremely intense acrobatic Mirror's Edge. Like it's cyberpunk, lots of flipping over enemies and shooting them, like action pace, jumping off of walls. It looked really cool, and I read reviews, and reviews were really good. I was like, this might be a hidden gem. I'm interested in checking it out. So take a look at that one. Solitaire Collection. Oh, if only Nikki Hill were here. Superplex Go.
He's not here because he's too busy playing solitaire, right?
That's it. The Legacy, The Tree of Might. Train Valley, Console Edition. That's enough. Under the Jolly Roger, Complete Edition. Wally and the Fantastic Predators. I watched the trailer for that, and it looked interesting. And Wayward Strand. Why do I remember that?
The second Strand game.
Wayward. No, wasn't this pushed back? I think Nintendo's press release is wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
It was the first time.
Maybe it was pushed back and this is the new date. I don't know. Shillelagh, man, killing it with the #1 comments here. Shillelagh says, Live Alive picked a good time to launch. There's no big releases this week. Capcom Arcade Second Stadium is a big release.
Man, Live looks so good. I mean, I know I played that demo, but the other stories look really great too, and just the way it looks like the. I just
The
love
bar,
it.
the.
I love it.
Yeah, it's got a great visual
Too expensive
style.
though. Too expensive for me.
What is it? 40, 50?
I think it's $50.
Cheaper than when it originally came out. Think about that. Remember
What
back in
are
the
the
day?
next European masterpieces?
No, Josh, go ahead. My mistake.
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet
Oh, that was good. Who's doing it?
Ew.
Oh, I don't have the.
I got it for you. Hold tight. I got it for you. Just let me open the wrong story
Like
first.
Halo, yes.
Now it's time for the European releases in the year of our Lord this year. Endling, Extinction is Forever, physical and digital. Gloom and Doom, physical and digital. Live Alive, physical and dig. Severed Steel, Fizz and Dig. Airy, Vikings. Am I kind-hearted? Do I have Tubi?
Is there a question mark?
There is. Yeah. Am I kind-hearted? I guess it is.
We'll
a question.
find out. Yeah.
Animal Rivals, Up in the Air. Best Sniper, Shooting Hunter. Bright Memory, Infinite Gold Edition.
By the way, I just want to say there is only the gold edition. There's no other edition to get, so I don't know why it says that.
In all caps, Bunny Must Die, Chelsea and the Seven Devils. Capcom Arcade Second Stadium. Koromon. Cow Rush, Water Adventure. Dungeon Slime Collection. Fallen Angel. Farm Manager 2022. Hazel Sky.
Hazel
Hover
Sky,
Racer.
sorry. Hazel Sky looks interesting. I looked at the trailer and I was like, this looks like it could be good, but it also looks a little rough around the edges. I watched a few more trailers and I'm like, I could go either way, but it looks interesting. Check it out. It looks like it's an emotional adventure game.
Did you hear that, Europe? Check it out.
Well, no, it's in North America too.
Hover Racer. Inertia Redux. Japanese escape games, The Hotel of Tricks. Motorcycle Driving Simulator, Dirt and Parking, 2022 Racing Games, Ultimate 4x4 City Off-Road Kart.
That one?
Yep.
That was all one.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to nail those search engines, man. That search optimization.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Yep.
River City Saga, Three Kingdoms. Seduction, Amongst Fate. Ooh, that sounds pretty saucy.
Remember, rated mature.
Solitaire Collection. Wally and the Fantastic Predators. Capcom Arcade Second Stadium, new DLC. Concordia Digital Edition, new DLC. Doodle God Evolution, new DLC. All caps. Groove Coaster YY Party, new DLC.
It's a music game.
Hidden Through Time, new DLC. Kissed by the Baddest Bidder, new DLC.
Hidden Through Time, by the way, is like a Where's Waldo game. Also, I'm sorry for our friends in Europe. Where's Wally? My apologies.
Wally. And then I don't know if this is an abbreviation or if this is a word, but Touhou spell bubble.
Oh, Toho. Touhou.
That's the one.
It's like a genre.
Is that what I sound like?
No, it's not. Shillelagh says, if they make a sequel to Live Alive, will it be called Evil or Evil Alive? Evil Alive sounds better. And it's a palindrome. Oh, palindromes. I like palindromes. Well, maybe they'll make a sequel. Who knows? Probably. I was going to say no, but Square Enix has been Square Enix, when it comes to their RPGs, they've been doing a great job. They make brand new RPGs that are like for today's modern audiences. They make brand new RPGs that are very much steeped in traditional JRPG stuff from Square Enix, and they're doing remakes and remasters. They got all of it going in their RPG area, and I really appreciate that. Something for everybody. I like it.
But I've seen everything.
You are on fire with the soundboard today. What do we got here? We got Europe, first half of 2022. We got news on, well, yeah, it's YouTube. It's only YouTube, but I'm making you do it. This is Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Top 20 games. This is digital and physical combined. I will point out, Nintendo doesn't report digital data, but it is digital and physical. We are looking for the top 10 games in Europe for the first half of 2022.
E-Ring Elden R.
E-Ring Elden R is number 1.
That's right.
FIFA.
FIFA is number 2.
Holy cow.
Can you guess number 3?
Super Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Good guess, but no. And it's also not in... Oh, it's number 8. Wow, fitting.
Counts.
No misses yet. All hits.
Formula One Racing.
Oh, Mom Brain, that... It's number 14.
That counts.
It's on the list.
All right.
Call of Duty, bro.
That was the rough one because it just came out, but it's still on here. Call of Duty, bro. Call of Duty's number 18.
Horizon Forbidden West.
I guess we're going to go until you miss. Horizon Forbidden West is number 6.
Animal Crossing.
Oh, that's going to be a miss. That is a miss. I'm
Dude,
so sorry.
I'm sorry, guys.
All right, number 3. Guessing game. It is a Nintendo game. It is a spin-off. It's a huge franchise.
Luigi's Mansion.
Well, that yes, that's a spin-off of
Not
Luigi.
Paper Mario.
No, huge franchise. Huge.
Oh, Pokemon Arceus.
Yes, Pokemon Legends Arceus is number 3. Number 4. I'm surprised you didn't guess this game.
Lego Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars is number 5. This is number 4.
Rat Hat.
It's another game you always
Oh.
guess. Red Dead Redemption is number 9.
GTA.
GTA
5.
GTA 5. Number 4.
I mean, good for them. That's
4.
I can't even believe it's amazing. Like, just as I'm surprised that people still don't own Wii's, I'm sorry, Switches, and they're like buying Switches like crazy every week.
Yeah,
I'm surprised. No, like not everyone in the world owns this game yet.
Yeah, it's that online it's all the online that's driving GTA 5 because nobody's buying it anyway. Nobody's bought it in years for the single player content. This is all online stuff, and that community is just still going strong. It's why Rockstar was eventually like, okay, we give up. Red Dead is that online game is dead.
I saw that, yeah.
And they're like, what? We're done. So I mean, people complained about that out of the gate, and it just dragged on forever.
I wish that, I mean, they made such a brilliant world. I wish they would do some paid story DLC.
Not every game needs to have an online thing. They should have just went story DLC, and it probably would have worked out better for them. All right, you got 5, you got 6. Number 7 you didn't get. Oddly enough.
Moving on.
This is also the 7th installment in the franchise.
Final Fantasy 7. That's a very popular Final Fantasy, right?
It is, but started on the PlayStation. Is exclusive to PlayStation.
Tekken 7.
It's not exclusive. Did start on the PlayStation.
That's not exclusive to PlayStation?
No.
I never knew that. The 7th. It's probably gonna.
We have a friend who played it at the Busy Bee.
Played it.
He brought his PlayStation to the Busy Bee to play this game, and now this game is on its 7th installment.
Oh, it's a Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo 7, yes. You got Mario Kart. You got Red Dead. You can get number 10. It's a Nintendo game. It's new-ish.
Kirby and the Forgotten Realm.
Newer than that. You're not going to find it on any walls.
Switch Sports.
Yes, Nintendo Switch Sports. All right. You're 11 through 20. Mario Party Superstars, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, NBA 2K22, F1 2022, Minecraft, specifically the Switch edition, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Big Brain Academy, Brain versus Brain, Call of Duty, check out the big brain on Brad, Call of Duty Vanguard, Far Cry 6, and Just Dance 2022. Here's the breakdown for Europe. I am kicking both of you. I apologize.
You like it.
76 million games were sold across Europe in the first 6 months. That's 13% higher than last year. 32 million of the games were physical. 44 million were digital. Biggest European market for sales of video games was, looking for a country,
France.
France was number 2. No, I'm sorry. France was number 3.
Oh, does the UK count?
Yeah,
UK was number 2.
Gee whiz.
Germany.
Germany is number 1, yes.
Really?
And Germany was up 13% compared to last year. They love chocolate and they love video games. Pokemon Legends Arceus was number 3 overall, but digital sales were not included. In terms of physical sales only, Pokemon Legends Arceus was number 1 in Europe for all of 2022. What?
We were talking about Europe and then Germany, and it made me think about National Lampoon's Vacation when they're on the train.
Not Germany, but Big Ben Parliament.
Yeah.
Hey kids, Big Ben Parliament.
But in Germany, isn't that where Clark gets the crap beat out of him? They're at like the Oktoberfest kind
where,
of a.
Rusty gets flashed too. Sitting on the bench.
Lusty.
You know, you and I quote that movie a lot. I forget. I was talking. We had some group chat going, and somebody said Rusty or something. I sent the Rusty clip, and it didn't get a reaction. I was like, I talked to Do, and he's like, what did you say? You're like, I don't really know that one too much.
I would say I know Christmas, then regular vacation, then even Vegas vacation, and then European.
European vacation, very underrated.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
Very underrated.
And there's a part where they're all.
Do you know that part she's talking about on the train where they have the cigarette, like the ashtray?
Not
thing?
off the top of my
They're
head.
all. You know how a family vacation is that, like, after the first few days and the excitement wears off, you all hate each other, and you're just everything everyone does pisses you off. So they're all like, after some, like, obviously some kind of turmoil and trauma, they all jam into like a train car together, and they're all doing like little things that are just pissing each other off. And Clark there's like, the cigarette lighters that like cars or ashtrays that cars had that folded in and out.
I know.
And he's like flipping it out and then flips it back in, and he gets like the side eye from like Ellen maybe, and he like looks her dead in the eye, and he's like flink 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 flink.
Yeah, he keeps doing it, so you just hear click click click.
And like everything Chevy Chase does is funny. And somehow the way his fingers look while he's doing it is hysterical. Like,
the man is funny.
It's so great. It's so good.
funny.
If only he could be a main man.
If only he could be a nice man in real life.
Yeah.
Moving on. In particular, Pokemon Legends Arceus was number 1 in Germany and France. As I said, Europe overall, number 1 physical, but it was the number 1 boxed game in Germany and France. We're good on everything else. We can stop there. Currybo says, great success for Switch and Arceus, or Arceus, however the hell you're supposed to say it. I don't know. The Switch Online, NES, and Super Nintendo collections got updated this week. So if you have access to those, you have some new games to play. New old games to play that are all ugly, according to Steel Diver. Kirby's Avalanche is available on the Super Nintendo collection.
Kirby's Avalanche.
As is Fighter's History. Kirby's Avalanche is because us Americans were too stupid and couldn't understand it unless it had a franchise tied to it. Kirby's Avalanche is Puyo Puyo. Nintendo had Kirby's Avalanche Puyo Puyo to sell it. Genesis fans had what's the Puyo Puyo game on Genesis that was renamed?
Bubble Bubble?
No, that was the NES.
That was on NES.
One hint: it was Sonic related.
Oh.
Sonic Spinball.
Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Man,
that is
what
also
a name!
Puyo
What
Puyo.
a great name!
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Appropriate.
And then for our NES fans, we got an import game this time. We got Diva Story 6, Imperial of Nersartia, let's say. So a game that never released here. You can go on and play if you'd like to. Murby says, actually, that's Kirby Superstar Stacker in the Japanese lineup, not Avalanche again. Well, I will kill I'll reprimand the person that did this story. I can go in an update. Roughly the same. Not a big mistake, but they are fired now. And then what do we got here? This is crazy, man. So, all right. I know the Xbox isn't big in Japan. I'll give you that one. Although it's getting bigger. They've been having success over there. PlayStation, big brand in Japan. PS5's out over there. It's got games, I've been told. But here's the story.
What?
Famitsu. They report the weekly sales data in Japan to tell you what the biggest selling games of the week are. They do if memory serves me correctly, I don't do these anymore. They do the top 10 on Wednesdays and the top 30 on Fridays. Technically, our Thursday night.
Hmm.
They put out the top 30. The entire top 30 is Switch games. You will not find any game in the top 30 that is not a Switch game. That's unbelievable to me. Not a single PlayStation 4 or 5 game made it into the top 30 of the week.
Wow.
There's games that came out recently on PS5 that are big games, like for Horizon. I keep doing that. Horizon. Which didn't come out long ago, and there's other games.
It was February, wasn't it? I think we looked last week, and it was February.
Oh, well, it's not like to not be in the top 30 though. Like, and there's other stuff on PS5 that came out. Come on,
I can't.
You know, I don't need to embarrass you by saying it.
That's yeah,
yeah. Elden Ring. There you go. Great example.
Lube's new hotness is what it's called now.
Because I forgot I thought he would love it, but I forgot. Obviously, he would because you can collect plants.
I just think it's so funny how we're used to popping on Fortnite and seeing Lube at like level 99 or 100 or further, and he's like a level like 20, and I was like, Lube, you haven't been doing your daily work on Fortnite. And he was like, I've been playing Elden Ring.
He's got daily work to do in another game now. He's got to go in and collect the trees and
as long as he's getting some work done, because I was worried that he was taking time off. Can't have that.
So this week's number one game was Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak Set, so the bundle. And as I said, I don't need to go through everything because it's literally all Switch games. If you're curious, the last Switch game on the list of the top 30 is Super Mario Maker 2, which has sold 1.2 million in Japan alone. I'm just going to go in here to be nosy. What do we got in here that's surprising?
Nose it up.
All first party. We got some third party in there. We got Demon Slayer. We got baseball. Clubhouse Games is in there. Everything. I mean, it's a who's who of big hitters on Switch. Here's one that I don't know off the top of my head. Shikip Dancers. Nori Nori Dance de Koro Mo Odoru.
DD Mega Doo-Doo.
And that's the only one. Oh, look at that. That's great. Well, it's Japan. It makes sense. Never mind.
Lube is in the Discord.
Oh, we know.
He says there are flowers and insects to collect. Damn it.
Yeah, as long as there's little meaningless things to collect.
He's a big insect guy too. I know that from
Twilight Princess.
Yeah,
he loved seeing Agatha and bringing her bugs.
Well, I can't blame him for liking Agatha.
Shaleli says that's a bit embarrassing for Sony. Not the first time and won't be the last. The sales themselves are embarrassing as well, though. Barely over 1,000 copies get a place in the top 30. And only the top 2 games sold over 10,000 copies each for the week. Not even 2,000 copies sold is good enough all the way up to 19th place, and less than 5,000 all the way to 7th place, and 2/3 of the games in the charts are from Nintendo? Okay. I don't know what to tell you. That's your top 30. Remember, this is only physical, by the way, too.
So Nintendo's doomed, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's the story. It's the same story all the time. No matter how good Nintendo's doing, they're doomed. The top being only taking literally every spot in the top 30, not good enough.
He's heading towards certain death.
Having, games that have sold, let's see, 2,800,000, 4.9 million, 7.2 million, 2.6 million, not good enough. Not good enough. They should be doing higher weekly numbers, even though they've been out for 5 years. They should be doing better. There you go.
What are you thinking?
That's the internet for you, baby. We love you, Shillelagh. That's your top stories this week. We had great conversation, great fun stories, probably the best stories of all time until next week. Mom Braid, what have you been playing?
EarthBound.
You are getting to it.
Yeah.
You're coming down to it.
How many Your Sanctuaries have you done?
She's
7.
on the last one.
Holy
She's in the place for the last one.
Yeah.
She's in the volcano, whatever it's called. She's in, she went through the place where you're really small and got to where the Your Sanctuary is, but she's not at the sanctuary yet. She was playing a little late the other night. She wasn't paying too much attention, and she was getting killed a lot. And she was like,
"Focus."
I think I need to." Actually, she said, "I think I need a snack."
I did.
So she stopped.
And so I had some goldfish
Refuel.
crackers, and then I went to bed.
But she's getting there. You're
Actually, I
you're
didn't
there.
have goldfish crackers. I had
mean,
turtles.
you could finish it while Dew is here today, and then Dew could
wow,
do
really? I'm that close?
what I did. Yeah, you're close. Yeah, a couple hours, you're done.
Oh my god.
Journey's coming to an end.
Yeah, so you're enjoying it still.
Oh, so much.
Do you want to say what you said to me?
Go ahead.
Or you want me to say it?
Yeah.
She said it is definitely already in her top 10 favorite games and could be her favorite game, depending on how
that's so
things
cool.
go. So she's definitely in it. Her Flink and Malin and Wiz and Toot.
But it's not, her name's not Malin.
Malin!
There you go.
What'd you name the dog?
Beef. So my mom's always like, I gotta go. I'm giving Beef a flea bath.
That's great.
So she's enjoying it. Next week, I would say definitely you'll have your final adventure to talk about.
Yeah. Also, I've been playing Calico, which has been just delightful.
Perfect mix. A world-saving existential crisis game and a game about cats.
Can I ask you, and you don't have to think too hard about it or go into it, but what would be in your top 5 or 10 games?
Toe Jam and Earl.
Oh yeah, German.
Big Earl. Cat Trap, for nostalgia's sake. I know I saw it in the
Really? It's just a real thing? You're putting Cat Trap in your top 5?
If I'm saying 10, then I'd put Cat Trap up there.
Cat Trap makes it into the top 10.
Yeah, because it's like very nostalgic for me. Ocarina of Time.
Flicky.
Flicky was really fantastic. I gotta think about that. Like,
Would Last of Us be?
Oh,
there?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, do I have to like say which one?
I want to count them both.
No,
as
you
one.
can't. I count them as one experience. Yeah.
Definitely Last of Us is
It's
up
like
there.
a TV show. Like you're just waiting for the next episode of a TV show. You wouldn't count like season 1 and season 2 as like two completely different things.
I mean, Animal Crossing is definitely up there.
You can put together that list next week.
Yeah.
Oh no Cat Trap hate here, Solomester Link. I love it. I just didn't think she'd put it in top 10.
It was like one of the first games I ever really.
It's a great game. It's a great puzzler. I think a remake would be great. But
like I didn't go on a road trip without it forever.
I love any game with a hip toss, and that's all that game does is hip toss or hip check, not a hip toss. Sorry, wrestling, not cats. That's it, Mom Brain.
Yeah,
that's how I Solomester Link. That's how I know Mom Brain and I were meant to be, because something in our lives both led us to purchasing Cat Trap. Like I couldn't tell you where I heard about that game. That's like a go into Toys R Us and see the box, and I'm like, yes, and it's a weird box too.
I think I got mine at Woolworth.
My mom played the hell out of that game too. I'm gonna bring up the cover. Do what have you been playing?
I've been playing. So I played a little bit of EarthBound as well. I love the game. I love it more. I think the second time through, I'm like, oh, that's a great cover for Cat Trap.
I liked it because I'm a weeb. Apparently, I was a weeb from the day I was born.
I just beat the second Sanctuary. I've got Linda or Malin or whatever her real name is. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's still great. I mean, the music's great. It's just it makes you feel good. Like it already is like a warm blanket, hot cup of tea kind of game. In my memory, kind of.
Hot cup of coffee with Mr. Saturn kind of game.
Yeah.
That is so meaningful.
Those moments are great. You also got to another one of my favorite moments in that game.
Tea?
No, where the tea is one of my favorites, but when you're in the one Your Sanctuary and it's reading Ness's thoughts, and he comes to realize it's reading his thoughts, and then he has like a bit of a crisis as he's reading them. But anyway, continue.
So yeah, the Runaway 5 just dropped me off at Threve, and I forgot how scary Threve is. So we'll see where that goes.
Mom Brain also reacted to your Runaway 5 moment like you did, where they come in and save the day from that robot. She was like, "Oh, Runaway 5's here."
That was like that's maybe top 10 video game experiences for me, just like moments, because when I was playing it, I had a bigger audience. I think Kirby and our friend Brian was here, and I was just throwing my head against the wall against this enemy over and over, I think. And like, it was like the last try before I was going to just save it. And I was almost dead. Like, I think it was like one more hit and I was going to be dead. And I was like already ready to like turn the system off kind of thing. And the Runaway 5 comes in with their music. And like, it was, oh my God. I mean,
I don't believe it. It's the Runaway 5.
Yeah. If you follow the Go Nintendo Patreon, you can witness that moment in real time.
Yeah, you can watch Dude's whole original journey through it.
So amazing.
Listen, I'm not one to often say this, but that's worth $1. Watching that whole series for $1, that's worth it.
I mean, it's
for
worth
$1.
For me. I don't know if anyone else would find it worth it, but I've also been plugging away at Twilight Princess HD. I actually have to retract a comment that I made last week. So while I was talking about the game, for some reason, I said that it's missing a heart and soul compared to other Zelda games. I want to retract that statement. It's got plenty of heart and soul. There's so many great characters. The more I played through it this time around, the more that got revealed to me through like Malo and Malo Mart and like his
and
whole
the Yoku's.
The Yoku's, Agatha, and
Midna's journey.
Midna is maybe the best Zelda character.
I want Midna
think,
back
in the entire series. Maybe
I want Midna back.
Her or Lina back.
I'm hoping. Oh yeah,
but,
I'm hoping that in Breath of the Wild 2, Midna's in there, because that hand thing that Link's got going on makes me think Midna.
You know,
and I bring back Zant and Midna. Who
I've been
cares?
thinking about.
I love Zant.
Zant's song at the end, man.
I've been thinking about Breath of the Wild 2 a lot, and like I don't hold any hope out for this, but I would love if they threw in Midna and like the wolf mechanic too. Like, I want to be able to transform into the wolf again. But yeah, and the fact like the whole, when you open up the Malo Mart in the town, and then everybody's walking around with Malo Mart bags and everything, and I just love I'm reading into this way too much now that I'm an old man, but like, I love that like the Hyrule Castle's like blocked off. There's monsters all over Hyrule, and people are just like going out doing their shopping, walking around in the shadow of like hell, and they're just like shopping it up.
You're thinking what I'm thinking, right? Like, it's an allegory for today. We've lived through some things where you're like, you know, you used to see this stuff and you'd be like, people wouldn't do this, and now you play and you're like, people would definitely do this.
And
people are doing this.
And it's funny too to think about, because it's like all these like middle-aged ladies walking around Hyrule with their Malo Mart bags, and it's like, what's in there? Because all he sells are bombs and potions and like arrows. Like, what are you buying?
Let me name drop Name of Austin here, because he had something Zelda related. Also, congratulations to Name of Austin. He does what he wants on YouTube, and he always comes up with interesting ideas. But he found one that seems to really resonate with people. He's doing a thing where he looks at areas in games you never really looked at. He's like, things you just pass by and never really take in. He's going around to look at them. So he's making notes while he's playing through games. And he just did one for Majora's Mask that I watched. And there's like one of the shops, which is what made me think of it. One of the shops you go in, I forget what it is. He's like, you walk in this shop, it's got a very specific camera angle. You see some stuff in here that's a little strange, but you know, you're in and out of the shop a few times and that's it. He's like, you would never notice. And he shows there's this one box that's sitting on a table, and you would never know that on the inside is like an ornately drawn, very strange face that you can only get by looking at it from a certain angle. He's like, you would play the whole game and never see this. And he's like, someone at Nintendo like modeled this face to hide in a box that no one's ever going to see because it's not used anywhere else. He's like, it's fascinating to me that they did this. Someone's job was to make this thing no one ever sees. So Go check out his YouTube stuff. He's awesome. I mean, you guys know I think he's awesome, but his new series is really cool.
Yeah, I gotta check him out.
He does Mario 64, and
I don't know why I don't follow him on YouTube. I gotta do that.
he does. I want to say he does Mario Kart. He does a few, but they're good. They're really good. And he's getting like I don't mean like he's getting like he's doing well. He's getting 5,000 views. He's got like some of these have like 150, 160,000
Wow.
views. So he's found something that resonated with people and it made it out to the right audience. So good for him. Great stuff. Austin's name of Austin's the best. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they thought about it a little bit, but I don't know how much the developers really thought about like the impact, because like Malo's head is everywhere. The marketing for Malo,
Yeah.
his little face is everywhere. He never smiles in the whole game, but his little head is smiling in the picture of him.
He knows how to advertise.
It looks like the Apple logo a little bit, and like people are obsessed with buying products when they don't need them. And it's just like such a commentary that I'm putting in my own head. I don't know if
I'm
that's
fed up with this world.
I didn't realize that.
but it's like it's really, really cool. But just like all that kind of stuff, the music obviously is great. The dungeons are really, really great. But the thing for me, I guess, is what I was trying to say last week when I misspoke or said the wrong thing, is like it's kind of a little bit more of a by the numbers type Twilight Princess or Zelda game. So that's, I think, what made me say like it's missing that heart and soul, but it's not missing the heart and soul. It's just kind of a little bit more cookie cutter by the numbers thing, which is what we wanted at the time, kind of, because we were kind of stuck in that Zelda loop, or in that mindset of a Zelda game should look and feel like this, and it should play like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, going through it, and like I said, the story is great. Midna is one of the best.
Yeah, for the time, I believe that was the right way to go with Zelda, because that's what people wanted and had ripped out from underneath them with Wind Waker. So yeah, that game, Twilight Princess, is a fantastic Zelda game. It's not my favorite, but it's not without its charms. And you talking about it is making me want to do something I don't usually do, which is go back and play it again, because I haven't played it in a while.
Yeah, it's it's got a lot of really great stuff in there. It's like easy. It's easy to play for like hours and have the hours melt away, and it's fun.
Yeah.
And it's satisfying. I'm still having trouble just coming to terms with not using the Wii remote. One thing I realized is that playing on the Wii U, because there's not motion controls, but I also lost the function of the B button. Because I was like, I feel like I'm going into my items a little bit more to like switch items around. And I think having that like extra B button there really helped out on the Wii. And so there's things like that. But then there's, trade-offs, like the shield bash with the nunchuck was a little bit harder to make work when you wanted it to work. Whereas now it's literally just the L button, and I'm like, oh, that was easy. So it's got its things. I'm still used to the Wii version and kind of miss how that played, but doesn't stop you from playing this version and enjoying it and still having like most of the compatibility that you need. So I'm at the very end. I'm at Hyrule Castle. I just beat the Twilight Palace, and Zant is no more, and we're gonna take on that Ganon.
We're gonna do
Spoilers. And then last night I downloaded a little game called Stray and played quite a bit of it. And Mom Brain, I know you're
meow.
I know you're playing a cat game right now, but add this to your list. 2 seconds into this game, I love this game, because I was like, I don't know if I want to spend $30 on a game. It's like I'm gonna finish in 5 hours, and it's got good reviews, but like, am I really in the mood to start this up? And I just pulled the trigger, and literally 2 seconds in, and I was so invested in a way that I almost haven't been before. And like, what an experience it's been. I don't want to say too much about the game. I recommend, if you like cats at all, like even if there's like a little bit of cat lover in you, this is the game for you. It's amazing how they nailed I don't want to say simplicity of it all, but like it's not a complicated thing. It's not overly, I mean, it's got a story that you can follow and stuff. It's not overly complicated in that way, but it's a beautiful thing so far, and I really love it. And I wanted Nikki Hill to play it, especially, but I also I know, Mom Brain, you probably were already going to play it, but like you
Absolutely.
should.
I'm getting it. Yeah.
I need to know though that there's not like any
Please,
cannot.
I don't need to know. Don't say anything you know. You looked up that stuff on your own time. I don't want to hear.
Well, okay, so I'm not asking. I'm just saying I need to know if there's anything sad about the cats.
I'm sure the name of the game is Stray.
See, and that's what I don't know.
Well, it's amazing what literally in the first 5 minutes of the game, this isn't a spoiler, I can tell this. Like you get separated from your stray friends. That's like the first 5 minutes.
Mom Brain's out.
And like the way it happens, because there's no dialogue, there's nothing, like it's literally you're a cat. And like I didn't think that was going to be compelling.
Through the power of the PS5.
It's amazing. The role of a lifetime. Yeah, no, it's very immersive. Like I was immersed in seconds. I loved all of the cats immediately, and I'm just really, really invested. Like I'm very excited to play more of this game. It's fun. It looks beautiful. Like I honestly don't think, especially after the conversation we were having with our friend about graphics, I didn't think it looked all that great, to be honest. Like it looks really nice, and I love the way it's designed. It's not like Last of Us 2 blowing me away, but like I don't think about it all. Like it looks great, and I love again just the way that the city is designed, and it's kind of like I mean they just did it right. I don't want to keep talking about it because I'm just going to reveal too much about it, but it's a very special game, and if you like cats at all, I think you're going to enjoy this. They have a lot of there's a lot of little cat things that are in there that you'll stumble across because like you're just like, hi, this is amazing. Like
cats do that.
Yeah, so like I think you guys would really enjoy it. Now, is it going to be? I heard that too. What is that all about?
What did it sound like?
Sound like someone closing a door.
It did kind of sound like that.
You want to go take a look?
Yeah.
Big strapping Mom Brain.
Yeah. Take them down.
Did that not sound like
it's really nice
closing
knowing
a door?
you guys?
I'd go, but I'm telling about the games I played. So, George. Oh my God, it's Nikki Hill. Oh my God,
so it was even scarier.
Yeah, it was scary to see him come around the corner just because I wasn't expecting.
Mom Brain, who else would you think it would be? You didn't think what? You thought the front door closed itself? It's Nikki Hill.
I don't even want to tell you what I thought it was because it's crazy talk. But like, yeah, it was scary to see Nikki Hill come around.
It's still scary. Well, Nikki Hill, what have you been playing? You're done?
I don't think it was.
Well, I was. Yeah, should be done because, like I said, but I was just talking about how I played.
I heard.
I'm playing Stray, and I think
I've been listening the whole time.
And you said
I was listening to Do Michaels the whole time.
And you said you get separated from the other strays, and now it's like I don't even want to play the game.
You smell great.
It's probably this guy. I don't smell like
No. It's you.
He hasn't been smelling me, but
he has.
Melon. Oh, yes, he's been letting out another smell of the whole show.
Oh yeah. Oh, I drank.
What are the next European masterpieces?
No, Josh, no.
But last thing I just want to say is you do have like a little like floating robot that helps you out in this cat game, and he looks and sounds a lot like Professor Egad. I'm interested to see if anybody else gets that feeling from him.
Yabba yabba.
But yeah, thanks for listening. I'm having fun playing games.
Meow.
Lube is in the chat. Why he's not here, I don't know. But Lube says Nikki Hill is looking great and smelling great.
Thank you, Lube.
Nikki Hill looks great and he smells great. What have you been playing, Nikki?
What's in the news? Can you please cue
we'll do a quick
the
recap.
news tune?
Oddworld's only possible through the power of the PS5. That's in the news.
What do you mean? I thought Oddworld is coming to the Switch.
It is.
Hey, is that the first news story?
Anyway,
and Famitsu, am I right?
You're
All
right.
30 games. Go.
Is that what I sound like?
Nintendo.
Whoa!
Is that what I sound like?
You're right.
How's everybody feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Very nice.
Sorry. Yeah, I just got in, and boy, are my arms killing me. What did they say?
I knew you were gonna say I just got in. It's the best part of that. I just got in, and my arms are tired.
Oh, they're
I'm
tired.
feeling so great. Thanks for
You did
asking.
say your arms are killing you. That's the joke, right? I just got in. My arms are killing me.
Yeah, glad I can make it. Sorry I'm late. I'm just a little late.
And might I add,
I played some games. I'll just tell you real fast. I played Solitaire. Big
Ooh,
surprise.
we saw you
Yeah.
playing
A
Solitaire.
lot of it, and it's. I need to stop. I
Solitaire
think I
game
just
came
need-
out on the Switch this week.
Oh yeah, well I already have one on the Switch, and I think I'm just gonna. I don't know. I really don't want to delete it, but I feel like I need to. Ever since, so okay, here's a little window into Nikki Hill's sad life. Ever since I was younger, like high school, high school, I would play Solitaire, and it's like I use them as like my own tarot cards, but it's just like a yes or no answer, like a Magic 8-Ball, and if I win, it's a yes. If I lose, it's a no. But that's like real sick thinking, and they're not helping, you know.
It's not working.
Yeah, it's not good. So I need to either stop playing it or just play without any stakes. No stakes.
You should ask the cards if you should stop playing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to put this out there. I don't know if this is an everybody thing, but I think a lot of people have something that they do in their life that they know is stupid to like be a predictor.
Oh yeah.
In things
like if this happens, then this is
No, but
gonna...
like in my head, now I want to stress, I do not believe this. And if the number doesn't work out, I'm okay. But I'll be like, if I can get from this room to this room in 5 steps, then I'm going to have a good day or something like that. And I'll do it it's like a little stupid game I play. But if I don't make the steps, I'm not like, today's going to suck. It's just, you know,
I don't always like believe the answers because I'm like, yeah, like that's not real anyway. But then I still think about it, and it's a real bad obsessive thinking cycle that's going on. But so instead I played and I finished. Well, on top of that. So I was playing and I was like, should I play a different game? No. Should I play a different game? No. Should I play a different game? Yes. And then I played a different game.
It worked.
A real upbeat game called I Am Dead. I started playing it last week. Finished that one. Why are you patting yourself on the back? I'm the one that did it.
This guy's a regular game player
that you have to play.
Yeah, well, I need to occupy my mind in a different way.
He's a hardcore gamer.
And I'm definitely not, because I'm playing all these like short games. I played The Gardens Between, which is another puzzle game.
What do you think of that?
I really liked it. Seems really simple, and it's just like, yeah, whatever. Like I breezed through like the first 6 or 7 levels, and then I was like, what do I do? But I got through it. There's only
I love the look of that.
There's
game.
only like 17 levels total. It's a creative way to tell a story. It's a creative way to play a game. All you do is go left and right. All of your buttons, well, left or right, or sometimes you can interact with something. But the only buttons you have, like you press left or right on the thumbstick, or you press like the shoulder buttons. All they do is go left or right, and one advances your time, moves forward in time, one moves backward in time, and just the way you manipulate the time, you can kind of unlock things, which kind of brings into question the whole manipulation of time. But they do it in a good way. I'm not going to criticize them. Time travel, it's a tough issue. Everybody wants to.
Yeah, anything where time travel is like a main mechanic, you can't think about it too much.
Yeah. Which brings me to the other game. So I finished that one,
Time Lord,
and then I played The Great Perhaps, which is another game that deals with time travel in a different way. That game, it's not that great. I didn't really love it too much. It's interesting, the mechanic of opening.
I forgot about this game.
Yeah, I feel like one of our friends asked about either The Gardens Between or The Great Perhaps recently.
I saw a trailer for this and I was intrigued, but I wasn't like
I was intrigued.
Extremely interested.
I can look back in my emails to see like the receipt. I was intrigued probably like 2 years ago or something, and I bought it and I never played it. I mean, I like the animation and stuff like that. The art style. So the voice of the main character reminds me far too much of the Cinco shower thing, the urinal shower thing. Now I get nude.
That guy?
Yeah, and if you
That's a
if you
detractor.
listen to this, well, it just made me chuckle. And like we're talking about like end of the world stuff, and this guy is like, "Oh, what am I going to do?"
I know Clean.
So
You clean it up.
That was clever, or that was interesting. But I finished that game. Oh, so again, this is the thing that I do. I look online. I'm like, how long are these games? Because I want to play a game that's going to take me 3 hours. It gets me in. I don't have to like have that hanging over my head. Now I put a game down and then I get into something else, solitaire probably, and then I forget the controls.
Well, you're recognizing that you do it. That's
in
a
a
good
game like
thing.
that, the controls are you move left or right and you press the like Y button to open up like a kind of look into the past or the present. But a bunch of the reviews or whatever, or the people saying that you're lucky if you get like 3 hours out of the game. And I didn't look, but I spent the better part of yesterday. So I am not a hardcore gamer.
Or you're even more hardcore.
No, I'm just
You're very thorough.
Well, we were talking about a game today.
Stray. I heard that. You guys are talking about that.
Infinite Bright Memory. Is that what
Oh
it's
yeah,
called?
what's up with that? That's
It's supposed to be 2 or 3 hours. So see what you can get out of that bad boy.
14.
It's cheap. Bright Memory Infinite. That's the name.
I don't know. Maybe I played Mario Kart as well. I think that was last week though. But yeah, that's yeah.
Well, congratulations. We like
Thanks.
hearing you playing stuff.
Very cool.
George, did you play any games?
Burger Lime.
What was that game, George?
Burger Lime.
Oh, Burger Lime. Oh, yeah, we saw Burger Lime last week, George.
I also broke out my GameCube and played Lime Splitters.
That was a very popular series for a while. Not anymore, though. Radical.
How about you, RMC?
And
Anything
then
good
I-
on the
And then I played
playlist?
my NES, Beat 'em and Eat 'em.
Oh.
Well, Josh, what did you play?
Call of Duty, bro.
Of course.
Okay.
No Tetris, Josh?
George.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Did
Tetris,
you know
okay.
you can play Tetris
yes.
for free on Tetris.com?
I did know that. Thank you for asking too. So I played Fortnite, just had fun. Did you get that dance? You told me you got it.
yeah.
Okay.
Ended up
I
getting
saw
a
that
little
and I was
whip
like, I
dance.
gotta tell you. So I'm glad you did.
And
Yeah.
I got the harvesting tool as well. That I think that was the last piece.
What is that? Ice
for-
cream scoopers?
No, believe it or not, I had the ice cream scoopers there for the not released Ms. Whip. So and they're
Oh.
actually cooler than the one that I ended up getting the other day, but I just wanted to have the full Lil Whip repertoire. It's a giant popsicle.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I played Fortnite. That was fun, always fun. And the only other thing I played this week was more Neon White. Yeah. I was going to do the review this week, and then I was asked to share my interview earlier than I was expecting to. So that filled a slot. Monday is our review of Capcom Arcade's Second Stadium, and Tuesday will be my long-awaited by due review
I've
of
been waiting
Neon White
over a week now.
But I played a lot more.
He likes it. Game of the year. RMC's Game of the Year.
I so desperately want to talk about it, and I've been saving it for the review, and it would seem so dumb to just talk about it now because I've been waiting so long, but man, it's a good game. Let's talk about it from this standpoint. You're asking if you would like it. You were asking if you would like it.
Yeah, does it have
What is your understanding of the game?
So for me, it looks like a mix of Killer 7 and Doom Eternal. And I was like, this looks like fun, like a fast-paced fun. Because Doom Eternal, I mean, you can watch somebody play Doom Eternal, and it's not really that. It's like going too fast. It makes you sick. You're not really enjoying it too much. But when you're playing it, it's like, this is an amazing roller coaster ride that doesn't let up, and you feel so BA. And then I was looking at the neon white stuff. It seems like it has that fast paced action, obviously, because it's like a speed run game, which I don't even like to think about, because that's the thing that turns me off about it.
Yeah.
But it's got such a kooky art style of like a Killer 7. Like the characters in it all look crazy, as if Suda came up with them. And I was like, this kind of looks like this generation's Killer 7. Like this kind of looks like a fun thing that I might enjoy. So I was looking into it, and it had such great reviews. And then I was like, well, I want to know what RMC thinks of it.
Your analysis is pretty spot on. So I, without a doubt,
Without
get
even
Suda.
playing, you could have written the review.
Get Suda vibes from it, without a doubt, especially in character design and story and stuff. Very Suda vibes.
Even like the English voice actors they used reminded me of that kind of.
Well, my man is the main voice actor. My man, and I never remember his name. Spike from Cowboy Bebop.
Really?
So good. He's
That's
so good.
Probably why
it's got a great voice cast. All the voice actors do a great job, but for me, he steals the show just because I love his voice and his delivery.
There's a story though.
Definite story. I will give you, without spoilers, the story. The story is you are
Gotta go fast.
the main character, the guy who I can't remember his name, in the game. He's called, spoiler alert, Neon White.
Oh, is that where that comes from?
Neons are new entries into heaven in this game. So basically, you're dead. It's not a spoiler. It happens right. It's the intro cutscene before the game even starts. You're dead. There's a competition in heaven.
I didn't know heaven was so violent.
There's a competition in heaven where you so every neon was not meant to be in heaven. They're meant to go to hell for what they did in real life. This is a competition where heaven gives one of the neons, the winning neon, a chance to stay in heaven for a year. And then when that year ends, they have to be a part of the competition again. But if you win the competition, you remain in heaven. Let's say that's the story. There's a lot more to it, but that's the story. So you're a neon. You're trying to figure out how you died, who you are, why you're there, all this stuff. And you work with other neons there. You don't know if you can trust them or not. Gameplay wise, you're exactly right. It's like the hardcore fast-paced moments of Doom Eternal. And there's like a forward momentum dash that you get like in Doom Eternal. And the guns you pick up are cards, but they are not cards in the sense that you're playing a card game. It's just a card. It's like picking up a gun. Like it could be represented by a gun, but you pick up a card and it'll give you like a machine gun, but the machine gun will let you drop down instantly and smash through certain doors. Or you get a pistol, but a pistol card can be used to do a double jump. So cards have different uses outside of the shooting mechanic. You do shoot, and you shoot differently based on the card, but you can throw away a card to do an extra move. And every level is meticulously built to use these cards in a very specific way to get to the end as quickly as possible. You can get to the end a million different ways. You don't have to find the way to do it. The only thing you have to do in every level is take out all the enemies. So there'll be like 17 enemies, 4 enemies. You find them, you kill them, the gate at the end opens. That's it. Rinse and repeat the whole game.
So it doesn't matter if you're slow.
No, you can be extremely slow. The only time that matters is you'll need a certain level to access the next chapter. And the quicker you are, the more points you get towards leveling up, we'll say, or lowering your rank is really what it is. But it's not like, so there's bronze, silver, gold, and it's not platinum, but we'll call it platinum. It's not like you need to platinum or gold everything. You could run through and get bronzes on everything, and bronzes and silvers on everything, and you should be fine. But the levels are so intriguing and so interesting where you're like, oh, this thing's here because I could use it in this way. And you're like, I want to give it one more try. And you go back in and you do that. And you're like, I was like 2 milliseconds off of the platinum. I want to go in and try it again. So you are not like you compared to everybody else in the world doesn't matter at all. You're just playing against yourself. The leaderboard stuff is there. You can see every screen shows you, here's what your friends did. Here's what the world's doing. But, and it's go, go, go. Like you do a level, the next level loads up in like 5 seconds maybe, and you go. And if you screw up, you hit restart. You hit the minus button. It's a dedicated restart button, and you go right back in. So it's like you hit minus 1 second, back to the beginning, go. No penalties, no lives. You do it as many times as you want.
So the cards are stacked in your favor.
They are. But it's up to you to figure out how to use them.
No, but just the fact that you can restart a level at any point, and none of your enemies can.
That's right. Well, the enemies get reset too. All the neons
yeah,
can.
I get it, but like, you know.
So do you fight these other neons, or do you switch off between neons?
You play as Neon White. You will fight other neons.
And the levels they're not randomly generated. They're like specific.
They are meticulously crafted.
And there's
yes.
like a certain amount of them.
Yeah, there's a good amount. It's not like 20 levels and you're done. There's a lot of levels.
So. How many hours?
And the levels add. It's not like you're doing the same thing the whole time. As you go through chapters, you get new guns, which give you new abilities, and there's new enemies that you have to handle in different ways. Like there's enemies you can jump on to kill them. That's it. There's enemies you have to shoot a certain amount of times to kill them. There's enemies that will fire a laser that kills you in one hit. There's enemies that will chain reaction with enemies. So there'll be like 7. Again, you have to kill all the enemies. And if you're trying to do it quickly, shooting each enemy a certain amount of times to kill it might not be the fastest way. You'll find out that there's a chain reaction. If you kill this enemy over here, his explosion takes out this enemy, which takes out this enemy, which takes out this enemy. And as you're going along, just through the natural progression of the level, you're like, oh, I see how this works. I see what you're supposed to do here. And you do that, and you're like, you get that badass feeling like you were talking about. Because when you put everything together, you're bouncing, you're dodging through the air, you're blasting through a door, you're shooting this enemy, you're spinning around and shooting this guy as you're falling backwards. And if you feel awesome. And another big part of the awesomeness, which again is like Doom Eternal, the soundtrack. The soundtrack in this game is so cool. I don't know how to describe it. The artist is Machine Girl, I think.
Machine Girl Kelly.
And that's right. And the team that was working on the game knew of the artist beforehand, and they were like, your music would be perfect for this game. And they were like, yeah, I've never done a game before, but okay. And I sent them like 2 gigs worth of music to go through. And they picked some songs that worked really with the game. And they're like, some of the stuff works perfectly. Other stuff, we need more tailor-made music. And the composer was like, all right, I'll do that too. So they went like, all together, they made 2 whole albums worth of music for this game. And the music is, I don't know how to describe it. It's like dance and electronic and Aphex Twin, and like you're gonna love the music. Like you're gonna love the music.
It seems like it would go well with a fast-paced game.
It's like dirty, and I don't mean like inappropriate. It's just like there's some like sour notes that are used perfectly to fit the vibe. I don't know how to describe it. It's so good. It's really good. The game's awesome. My review's coming on Tuesday. But yeah, if that's what you're looking for, you get all that.
Well, that's the thing. I'm never looking for that. But like if I played it.
Well, I meant like if you're looking for Doom Eternal and a Killer 7 vibe and all that stuff, that's what you're getting.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the
you
thing.
can try it here, like I said.
Like Doom Eternal, I was like, I'll never like this. And then it wasn't until I played it that I was like, oh, this is fantastic. Same with Killer 7. It's like, I would never like this. And then I played it and I was like, this is unique and exciting and fun.
Yeah. The other thing is, it's not a lot of controls. Like jump is ZL, shoot is ZR, and special ability is R.
Is this
and you
just
move with the
on
joystick.
Switch, or?
Switch exclusive console. It's on PC as well.
Okay.
But Switch exclusive console runs 60 frames per second, 1080p.
That's the only way I'll
max
play
on
it.
Switch.
Who made it? Who made it?
It's
I know
one
Annapurna
Annapurna published, and I think they helped on developing a little bit, but it's another one-man game.
Really?
I forget his name. Yeah,
Is it
it's terrible. I
Japanese, or-
forget. No, I forget
It's
his
funny,
name, and we did an interview with the guy.
There's only one person you got to remember for the game. I mean, just one person.
You would think I could remember one person, yeah. But yes, very awesome. Really
Cool.
like it.
And you finished it, or you're?
I have, yes, yes. There's things I can't say without spoilers, but yes, I finished the game. But this is one of those games where you can always go back and play again because you're trying to better your time, or you're trying to better somebody else's time and see like I can beat that asshole. So That's what I've been doing.
I do
Getting
that
ready
with
for that.
solitaire too.
Beat your own score in solitaire.
And the frame rate's great. Like
60
solitaire,
frames,
it's
baby.
perfect.
60 frames. You can't
but
get
it,
any
like,
higher on the
doesn't-
Switch.
Doesn't slow down or anything because it's a fast moving game. Like
I had
it's-
one level where one time it loaded in and the first run had a frame rate hitch right at the beginning, and then after that first time it didn't. That's the only slowdown I had was that one time. But no, frame rate does not get in the way at all. It's very good. It's very good.
Very cool.
All right. Let's do questions. Send your questions to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
Go ninpod@gmail.com. First question comes from Autumnal Blake. Do you listen to covers of video game music often? What are your favorite video game cover artists to listen to? I love jazz, so my favorites are Super Soul Brothers. I recommend giving their Winters cover from Earthbound a
Ooh.
listen. And Insane in the Rain, who is just incredible. Thanks. Autumnal Lake. I listen to video game covers all the time, but I don't look at the artists. That said, I know both the artists you're talking about. I just let YouTube do its thing, and it plays original songs. It plays video game soundtracks, and then it goes into covers. So I hear covers all day long, and there's a lot of great ones out there. But I don't seek out specific artists. But I do know the ones you've talked about, and I've heard some of their Earthbound stuff, and it's great. I was just telling Mom Brain, it might have been theirs actually. There was a TikTok she was listening to the other day.
Oh yeah.
And it was the Winters theme in the background, but a jazz version. It might have been this
cool.
group.
Yeah, I want to check that out. What was the name of that group again?
The name of the group is
Something Brothers, Jazz Brothers,
Super Soul Brothers.
Super Soul Brothers. I'll have to
There
check
you
that
go.
out. I've got
Ben Esposito is the developer of Neon White.
Oh.
Thank you.
I listen to Super Guitar Brothers a lot, and especially one of the Super Guitar Brothers. His name is Sam Griffin. He's got a YouTube called Sam Griffin Guitar. They do amazing like classical guitar covers of video game songs, and I just will fall into a hole and listen to and some of the compositions are just unreal.
They have some great stuff.
You would be like there's like 3 different guitar tracks, but it's literally one guy playing all the parts on his classical guitar. So like that I really love. I like Smooth McGroove a lot. I mean, I haven't really seen a lot of new stuff from him, but
well, we got the new Smooth McGroove, Chris Lombardi.
Yeah, that guy's great too. Like I just love that a cappella kind of thing that they're doing.
Speaking of that, I've yet to get my interview back from Rockapella. Just putting it out there. Can I suggest you do it, Rockapella?
Dang it! I was gonna make that exact joke.
Sorry. Mom Brain, Nikki Hill, listen to video game music covers? No.
Only whatever.
So all
you
the
listen
time
to.
for you. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I wear headphones a lot now. So
Not that I no.
Patreon question. Mom Brain, did you know that you could join the Patreon
For $1.
for a single $1? We have so much
For
fun over there.
$1.
That's
you.
me.
Where?
Okay.
For $1.
Hey, this is from Giant Reggie. Hey, podcast crew, can you help me solve a mystery? Oh, we'll try. What in the world is the ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom doing? His daughter gets kidnapped time and time again, yet there's no peep from King Toadstool. He doesn't even make any public appearances. What do you think he's doing with his time? You think it's time to replace the Mushroom Kingdom with a Mushroom Republic and elect a new head of state? Peach would probably do a good job, although my vote would go towards Nicholas Mountain if he ran. Any other worthy candidates come to mind?
I've got no platform.
Thanks for answering my ridiculous questions.
King Wart.
Oh, man. Really? You think he's turned to the new leaf? Or
Ruler Birdo.
I don't know. Enough time has passed.
give it to Toadsworth. I know he's older, but
Oh,
he,
yeah.
he knows how the kingdom runs. Give it to Toadsworth.
Yeah, you probably can't trust Wart.
I would think you can't trust Wart. Yeah. Maybe he'd be good during the day, but then he'd F with people's dreams. So, who else in the Mushroom Kingdom would make a good ruler? I mean, I think Peach should do it. I think she should be the first one, but
Rosalina.
she's Cosmos and all that.
Yeah.
She's
Maybe-
gonna take us out.
I mean, I'm sure this isn't popular opinion, but Bowser.
Give him a shot and see how it goes. He's been trying.
I never even really thought about.
The royalty of the Mushroom Kingdom.
I always thought Princess Peach was the top of the ladder there.
I mean, maybe she is. Yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe she is. And I guess she's doing a good job, just not a good job of getting kidnapped
She
or
just
not
needs
getting
better
kidnapped.
security, I think.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
was the
You
last
need
time
somebody
you
else
saw-
besides a whole bunch
Or
of
some
toads to protect
self-defense.
it. Like you got just pay Mario and Luigi to be there all the time. Not like, oh crap, I'm gone. Come
Maybe
save
they
me.
tried, and Mario and Luigi were like, "Yeah, that's not really for us, thanks."
What are they doing? They're being
plumbers.
weirdos living in that house together.
Yeah, they got plumbing
Two
to
brothers at their age living in a house. Property
They're
brothers.
the only.
do.
It's the
Let's
Property
not.
Brothers
Let's
in
not.
the Mushroom
Let's
Kingdom.
not.
It's how every
When was
Paper
the last
Mario
time-
game starts out. They're in that house together, hanging out. You're like 40 something. Get your own house.
When was the
Why?
last time you saw
It's
like
weird.
a,
You're doing weird
a ruler
shoveling
of
there.
The Mushroom Kingdom?
When was the last time we saw a weird ruler
Ju-
of the
no,
Mushroom Kingdom?
The rule, like the king, or
That's what he's saying.
Emperor.
We haven't.
we haven't.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not. Yeah, maybe.
King Babam, was he a king?
Have we ever? Have
It's
you
a
ever?
king. That's true. But where? No, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, then I would think Peach is the.
Peach is the one you're saying?
If they elected, if they like just had a royalty thing and then like a parliament, maybe Pauline, she could be like the, what do they got? A prime minister? Mr. Prime Minister.
Tony
Is she
De
the
La Mancha
mayor?
says President Pauline. There you go.
She's
got the
she's the
suit
mayor
for it.
of Donk City, though, right?
Giant
Doesn't
Reggie.
sit well
yes.
with RMC.
Giant Reggie. I'm answering your question, and then you give me the answer in the Discord. He's got a picture of King Toadstool from the definitely canon Mario Brothers comics.
That doesn't look problematic. That drawing.
Mm-mm. Nope, definitely not.
I don't. What looks problematic about it?
I mean, he's
Nothing. He's a king.
You'll have to tell me off the air. It looks fine to me.
Are there any other? Is there any other royalty from other areas that we could like kind of?
In the Mushroom Kingdom or
No, just any other.
Nintendo universe?
Yeah.
Royalty in Nintendo. Well, you got Zelda and the King of Red Lions. He used to be alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Zelda's always going around, running around, saving the princess, right?
Did you know Zelda's actually a boy?
You almost got me. Royalty in Nintendo games. Yeah, I guess you're just going with the King of Red Lions. I don't know. I'm sure there's a king or something in one of the Fire Emblems. That just makes sense. But what do we got here?
King DDD.
King DDD. Yes,
Oh.
there you go. Boy, the kings are
Donkey
assholes.
King.
Donkey King. Yep,
And,
definitely.
like, what does Peach do for the people of her
She
town?
bakes cakes.
Oh my God, King K. Rool, another evil king. What's going on? Why are all the kings bad?
Well, we don't have time for that conversation.
This is a bigger problem. There you go, Giant Reggie. We're saying give it to Peach, let her run with the ball. Let's see what happens. Because it seems like, I don't know, if there is a king, an unseen king, I guess they're doing a pretty good job.
I mean, maybe we can throw
they
Kirby
only-
in there, but I think Kirby really sucks.
Oh!
Wow.
Put Kirby in there, but make him eat King DDD first. So then he absorbs all the kingly knowledge that King DDD has.
Kingly knowledge.
Yeah, but DDD is a jerk, right? So we don't.
But when Kirby consumes an enemy, he doesn't turn into the jerk part of the
sometimes
enemy.
his face goes like
Just
that.
gets their abilities, so he'll get like diplomacy or something. I don't know. He'll just get a big mallet. We already know what happens. All right, Mom Brain,
Yes.
it's time. Can you hit me with that jingle before we go? Oh, you remembered.
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
I do want to say I forgot when we were playing Fortnite this week. We played 5 games and we won all 5.
Ooh.
Never happened before. And then the next night, slaughtered, as is tradition.
First song comes to us from
Backseat Studios says King Boo.
Mikey
Good point.
3319.
Another evil king. A Mario, Super Mario Land 2.
Yeah.
Look at you guys.
It's nice.
I believe I borrowed this from you, or you borrowed this from me.
I think I have it. No, I have Super Mario Land, not Super Mario Land 2.
Bring back the carrot. Bring back the carrot.
Maybe I did have Super
We're all
Mario
saying
Land 2.
that.
I think I did have Super Mario Land 2. Is that the one with the
carrot?
The
Mario,
Easter,
where he
Easter
looks real
Island
weird.
heads? Or is that Super Mario
That's
Land
one. That's one.
This has but one part is in Super Mario Land 1 as well.
Definitely, because I
Yes.
know it.
You're correct.
All right, so that was from Mikey3319.
Super
and it
Mario
was,
Land 2's got that kick-ass outer space song.
Kick-ass Duke.
Beep bum boom ba beep ba da boom ba beep bum boom ba dee ba da boom ba beep bum boom ba dee ba dum boom. That's the one.
All right.
Bring back the carrot.
This one comes from Giant Reggie,
Giant Reggie, bring back the carrot.
who's hoping to stump RMC.
Oh, great. After last week, we got to do stumps again. All right, so it's actually NES.
Yes.
Sounds like something Lube would play. Robin Hood.
No.
Is it that Olympics game? that's
Rampart.
worth millions of dollars?
No.
Is it a franchise?
Yeah.
Still going,
Ice
franchise?
climbers?
Yeah.
Yes?
It's
Still
not
going?
Ice Climbers. It's still going.
First party?
Yep.
Balloon fight?
Not.
Nope. No, it's not.
First party still going. Started on the NES. Okay, let's go. Fire Emblem?
No.
That was not localized. Is this like a Mario is missing or something like that?
My computer is frozen.
Oh no.
6 out of 9.
Do you
Oh,
restart your
God.
computer before each
I
week?
just restarted
Oh.
it.
Do you remember the game?
I know the game. I'm looking at it.
It's frozen.
Mario,
No.
Zelda,
Mm-mm.
Kirby,
No.
Donkey Kong,
No.
Mole Mania.
Nope.
Metroid.
Nope.
Jaws. Nintendo made that one, right?
Still going?
That mom brain doesn't
Still
even
going.
say anything. It's just like-
Sorry, I'm thinking about getting my computer restarted.
Just restart the whole thing.
Not yet. That's what I'm doing.
Jesus. When was the newest one?
I don't know for sure. I'm gonna say
Excite
in the
Bike.
last like 5 years, probably. No, it's not Excite Bike.
Big franchise?
Not huge.
I don't know. Go ahead.
The character was a I've seen the answer. The character was in another first party game and then started to get their own spin-off games.
Wario's Woods.
No.
just gonna stare at you. Oh.
Keep staring, baby.
They started in one franchise and then started to get their own games. And
Mario.
it's not Wario.
Correct, it's not Wario.
Duck Hunt.
But you're in the right.
Hogan's Alley.
Yoshi. It's Yoshi.
Yes.
Yoshi's Cookie or whatever.
Which is
Or just
Yoshi.
Yoshi.
Yeah.
Yoshi was on the NES.
Yeah, that's, I believe, his only time.
Way to go, Giant Reggie.
So
Came
started
around
on his
Super-
own and then was like, you know what? I'm gonna jump over to the
No. It started in Super Nintendo, but then later they still released an NES version of this game, Yoshi. Puzzle game.
This
This
song
company's
comes
been playing games for a long time, man.
from 8-Bit KO.
So I'm not getting any points for that, right?
That's correct.
But I
Oh,
should.
Sorry. I hit unplug this just in case.
I love that style sound. Now that sound, I'm not going to set ahead of myself. What system?
64.
That sound, okay. Is it first party?
I don't know. I don't think so. Let me.
It has a very Japanese feel to it. It's good on the 64. Could it be Konami? Thank you.
It could be.
It's Konami?
Konami is listed as one of the developers.
I know. Konami used to put time into their games. So is it a Castlevania?
I know. You don't
It's
have
not.
to answer me. I know.
It's
You're not
in,
asking.
Konami on the 64. Bomberman?
Yes.
Always the one with good music. Bomberman, what? 64. Bomberman. I don't know. Bomberman.
Bomberman Bombs Away. Is that
Bomberman 2.
Okay,
Bombs
okay,
Away. I
come
think
on,
that was
I
the
got it.
subtitle.
And that was from 8-Bit KO.
You know, I always say Bomberman's one of the only games on 64 that has good music, and for some reason I didn't go with Bomberman right away.
You still got it.
I got it.
We'll give it to you. 69.
This one comes from Nico Darunia.
Nintendo 69. Steam World. Dig.
Was this
Steam World? Come on, help me out here. Steam World Dig 2. Steam World Heist.
Yeah. It is Steam World Heist.
I was going to ask if it was directed by Quentin Tarantino or something. I don't know.
Nice.
Come up with a robot name for Quentin Tarantino.
And that was from Nico Darunia.
There's got to be a joke in there somewhere.
Quentin. No.
I'm struggling. Yeah, go ahead. You save us, please.
Oh, this one comes from Andrew,
What?
who says,
I love Urban Champion.
Who could that be?
well, you know what? I'm not going to say what they say just yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, what? I know this.
Yeah,
Kirby. Kirby's Forgotten Realms.
Yeah, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. But listen,
That's what I said. Kirby and the Forgotten Realm.
Oh, are we going to? I think I know what's going to happen here.
in about 20
Yeah.
seconds.
Not even that much. Is this going to be an edit?
I don't think so.
Well, for Perfect Strangers.
Yes. Perfect Strangers.
Oh, yeah.
Because we all
Here it
thought it when we
comes.
heard it. Standing tall on the wings of Kirby.
And actually, Andrew said, I sent this to ask 44 seconds in. It's the Perfect Strangers theme chorus, right?
Yep.
And then signs it standing tall.
Yes, it is. We're glad to know we're not the only old ones out there. Definitely thought it the first time I heard that song.
This song comes to us from A.J. Murphy.
I heard Balky's unlockable in that game.
That'd be amazing.
Well, you know,
Don't be
at the end
ridiculous.
of every level, Kirby does the Dance of Joy.
Oh my God, you're right. It's been a ripoff the whole time. Okay. Okay, so it could be Super Nintendo.
It's not.
It could be GBA.
It's not.
And it could be 64.
It's not.
What is this?
The Switch?
It is not. DS.
Oh, it doesn't sound DS to me. I'm a failure. Fraud. Proud.
Well, I've
Advance
seen this
Wars?
one too, so I'm just gonna. My hint is I've never heard of it.
All right. It's Japanese.
I think so.
Yeah.
Shin Megami
No.
Bumblebee.
No, it's that other one I used to say all the time.
Pokemon.
Pikachu.
Not first party.
No.
What is Tyson in the
Nope.
title? Okay, then it's not that. Franchise?
I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe.
Is there a lot of them?
I don't know.
Is that what you just asked?
But there's another one. Is this Konami?
I don't know.
I'm not
No.
as confident about that. Yeah. I don't know. Go ahead.
Magical Star Sign
Oh, I
on the
played that.
DS.
I played that. Is
And that was from AJ Murphy. Brownie Brown was the developer.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Magical
here.
Star Sign? Is that you just do horoscopes for people?
That's
and-
right.
You
Yeah.
drew spells on the touchscreen.
You drew spells on the touchscreen.
How am I doing on
Yeah, I would like to.
One more.
I would like to complain. I'd like to lodge a formal complaint.
Okay.
That was published by Nintendo.
Okay.
And you would have known
Just
by
putting it
that?
out there. Well, when she says it's not Nintendo, I eliminate Nintendo games.
Oh,
that's how that works.
I thought she said it wasn't Konami.
I said not first party also, and she said no.
So sorry.
I did say Konami, and I said I was probably wrong about that. I wouldn't have guessed Brownie Brown, but
Okay. This
One more, 'cause
one
all
comes
excited.
from Turbo K.
last one, and I'm gonna get it.
It looks weird, actually.
No.
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
No.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Switch.
It is Switch.
Is it Square Enix?
I don't know.
Is it an RPG?
I don't. Hold on.
Octopath
Kind
Traveler.
of.
Kind of. Octopath Traveler. Triangle Strategy.
No.
What's that? I never remember the name.
Okay.
The Chronicles game. Is it Chronicles? Is it Chronicles? No. The game with the red sword thing stuck in the ground?
Xenoblade.
Xenoblade Chronicles. Is it Xenoblade Chronicles?
It's not.
That is the name of the game.
It is.
Yeah.
Chronicles. Chronicles. Remember Disaster Dave
Go
Crisis?
ahead. We don't know. Same company.
It was Shadowverse Champions Battle, which is a
that
card
Yu-Gi-Oh
battle
game?
RPG.
Or is that just regular card battling?
People like it, whatever it is.
Your move. All right. Well, 6 out of 9.
Absolutely.
I still would like to dispute that one, but that's music. If you want us to do more music, send music to goninpod@gmail.com. Goninpod@gmail.com.
Nice.
Just put music in the title, please. Send 8 million songs. It doesn't matter. Send
Sure,
as many as
yep,
you want.
mhm.
The more songs, the better. All right, you got
And
something
please,
for us
YouTube links, right?
to play us out?
Yes, thank you.
I do actually. Yeah, this just came across my desk.
Which is it's a community desk.
News, views, it's never news. Rumor of the week, starring Doom Michaels. Ladies and gentlemen, we were talking about it earlier today, which is amazing that this rumor's come up. Everything or Nothing from the GameCube is coming out, but they're replacing Pierce Brosnan with Daniel Craig. They went up to Daniel Craig and they were like, "Hey, we want to put you in a Bond game," and he was like, "I'm done with Bond," and they were like, "Here's the money," and he was like, "Yes, please."
Here's the likeness.
So yeah, look for that game coming out on the GameCube Switch App Store, which I guess would be a bigger rumor.
That is the bigger rumor, yes. Leading with the James Bond game,
There you go.
burying the lead, which is GameCube games coming to Switch.
Yeah, can you imagine if like they did a GameCube app and that was the game they chose to put
We're
on
launching
there?
with everything or nothing.
I'm sure you got the other rumor too. I saw it somewhere. I think it
Came across his
came
desk.
across your desk, and I grabbed it before the fan blew
Yeah,
across.
I might have missed it while I was farting.
The rumor of the predecessor of the Switch, the name for it. Did you get that one?
I didn't. You stole it. Maybe you should tell us what it is.
I did steal it before you got it, so I shouldn't even ask. The Switcheroo.
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
think you let that rumor go on purpose.
He's been letting
Actually,
a lot of things
I
go.
found it in your circular bin.
There's some
doesn't-
some that just aren't trustworthy.
It doesn't roll off the tongue like the W urine does.
That's right. What did we used to call the Wii? Something about
Was the Bean Machine, wasn't
the
it?
Revolution.
something about jelly beans or something, wasn't it?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. What about the Dolphin? That was GameCube, right? But that was like their real project.
That was the real one. The Revolution was the Wii.
Oh.
The Dolphin was the GameCube. Project Cafe was the Wii U,
Really?
and a Switch. I don't know.
Project Cafe.
The DS was like the Nitro or something. I don't remember these names. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Stay cool.
Yeah, let's look that up. That's an interesting after show thing.
Switcheroo? No, I just made that up. Oh, are we still live?
Nintendo code names.
Yeah, that's oh my god. I remember thinking the Revolution was so cool, and then they named it the Wii, and I was like, this is so stupid. And now looking back, if it was called the Revolution, I think it'd be a little too pretentious now because it's like not quite as revolutionary as it was.
I remember
at
the Revolution being really cool, and I also remember what was it? Nintendo On being
The helmet. Do you remember that helmet thing? Yeah.
All right, so Nintendo didn't
wonder what
use
that looks
code
like
names until
GameCube.
the Nintendo 64.
And what was that?
That was this one I remember. It was Project Reality. But then they also almost named the Nintendo 64 the Ultra 64. And that was like until maybe like 3 or 4 months before the system came out. All the marketing had Ultra 64 on it.
Man, that would have been bad.
It's the Dolphin for the GameCube, Revolution for the Wii. The Wii U was Project Cafe.
Can you imagine if it came out? Like, it's not much better of a name than Wii U.
Yeah, right. The Switch was NX. I remember that now. Just NX.
Wait, what's not better? The Ultra 64?
Project Cafe.
Oh, Project Cafe.
Like, can you imagine if you were playing the Nintendo Project Cafe? It's like,
Well, would it have been Project or just Nintendo Cafe? Which again still is
no, it says Project Cafe.
Right?
Yeah, but there was like Project Dolphin. It was always right.
No, it was Project Reality.
And what was the GameCube?
GameCube was Dolphin.
Dolphin.
Just Dolphin,
Just
not
Dolphin,
Project.
yeah.
Oh.
Game Boy was the Dot Matrix game. Virtual Boy was the Virtual Utopia Experience. I did not know that one.
Because it was called Virtual Boy instead.
The Game Boy Micro was Oxygen.
Oh my god.
DS was the Nitro, as I said. Also the Iris.
Holy crap! Did we get through an entire podcast without hearing from Reggie? This is amazing.
Yeah, I didn't make that. It wouldn't be a top story anyway. So
amazing. We did it.
The DSi was the Twilight. The DSi XL was the Ultra Twilight. 3DS was the Citrus.
Was the Twilight Princess.
I remember that.
I mean, they just use these to throw people off, right?
And the
like when they named
Nintendo 64 disc drive, although it didn't come out here, was called the Reggie.
Wasn't it the CDI?
That was for Dew, but he wasn't listening.
Sorry, I was reading the Discord.
I said one of the code names was Reggie, just to get Reggie
really?
in there. No, but it wasn't. Red Susan says Project Cafe is so bad it makes no sense. Technically, you could bring a Wii and play a Wii U in a cafe. You could.
Is Reggie's name Reginald?
Reginald
Bell Johnson.
Fils-Aimé. Reginald.
Is Reggie short for something else?
Anus Wedgie.
Regicide.
Red Susan says I saw people playing the Wii U playing it on trains. Oh my god.
Wii U?
Giant Reggie says Reggie was the code name of Pizza Hut for the Bigfoot pizza. We call it the Reggie. My anus wedgie. All right. We got anything else for after show? I think we had a long show today. We had a great conversation. Nikki Hill surprised at the end. What more?
Yeah, it was a good one.
You want to play us out with something, Nikki Hill? To play us out?
I got nothing. I'm blank.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
I was at a crowded event though, so if you want me to leave, I'm sorry I came
it's
here.
a little
too late now.
Did you guys go to the movies yesterday?
We did.
How was it?
It was a 5 out of 10 for both of us. The theater was moderately full. We were masked.
If someone said, should they go see the movie, you would say,
nope.
I would say, us? Oh, wait.
I said nope beforehand.
I said nope beforehand. I just didn't, if they...
Barry Bob, you came in right when we're ending the show. I'm so sorry.
If I didn't see the trailers, like if I had just seen the teaser trailers, I would have gone with you last night.
Oh, you didn't go?
No, I didn't feel like I would like it.
Well,
enough to watch it.
We didn't hate it, but we didn't like it. All right, everybody. That's it. Yes.
Oh, you and Mom Brain went. That's just
us.
two of you.
It was what they call a date.
When you said it was a 5 out of 10 for both of
we
each of us.
We both gave it a 5 out of 10. Mom Brain and myself. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Play some games. Hang out with friends and family. Take a rest. Relax. You deserve it. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
I won't be here next week. For real, though.